Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin this afternoon session, may I kindly invite everyone to please stand up to observe a moment of silence for 1 minute in remembrance of Her Majesty the Queen Mother, whose lifelong devotion, compassion, and service to the nation continues to inspire us all. Let us take this moment to offer our deepest respect and condolences. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon once again, distinguished guests. On behalf of Asian Institute of Technology and Zending Technology Group, it's our pleasure to welcome you all to AIT ZDT Workshop 1 on Regional Development in Semiconductor Age. We are delighted to have with us distinguished leaders, industry experts, academic partners, and guests from across Asia gathered here at the beautiful Royal Orchid Riverside Hotel for this special occasion.
Thank you, Dr. Pallavi. So I do agree 100%. This is very nice location that we don't, have on a day-to-day basis in Bangkok. Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Waraway Cholasin. I'm the Executive Director of AIT Extension. I'm working at the Asian AIT. And this event is very important for us with the CDTs and AIT. This event is not only for meetings today and networkings and cocktails and things like that, but this event is for collaborations, innovations, and looking forward to the futures into the semiconductor landscapes. So I bring through you all this afternoon until in the evening with Dr. Pallavi in order to not only on the, the technical matters and cutting edge technology on the CDT, PCB semiconductors, we also guide you and also encourage you to do a lot of networkings, talking, meeting to each other, and see how the partnership and businesses can do to help, the countries like Thailand, to help the ASEAN region, and to help the world how to utilize the technologies and PCBs and semiconductors to grow the world and also have a better place to live. So we are going to have together these hosts and also for future collaboration and knowledge sharing.
To start with the formal proceeding, may I invite Mr. Varavit Chalnasin, Executive Director, AIT Extension, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Thank you. So I am requested to go there. Okay. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, industry leaders, colleagues, and friends. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you today at this landmark occasion. The inaugurations of our new semiconductor facilities today marks not just only the openings of the buildings, of the infrastructures and facilities, but the beginnings of the bold new chapters of the technological innovations, economic growth, and global competitiveness. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to our partners, the engineers, researchers, government agency representatives, whose visions, dedications, and the collaboration have been made for this day possible. Your commitments, your collaborations, your sponsorships, and your enthusiastics in the business of semiconductor and PCB is something that we want to celebrate today. We cannot move these events, for this afternoon if we do not name some of the organization and the people who make this happen. First of all, we would like to give the big thanks to Chairman Chen the leaders of ZDT industries and semiconductor PCB that, with Professor Lee of AIT making this happen, and we are the platform to really communicate with the world that how these PCB, semiconductors and related industries and the supply chain is very important, not only the Indonesians, but at the global level, and not only for today, is also for the futures. Secondly, we are so pleased to interact with the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation, Science and Innovations of the Government of Thailand. We are so enthusiastic about how the countries like Thailand in ASEAN regions is actually being interested in these industries. And we are also representing the industries and also the businesses where we are open the platform to be also ready to have a collaboration with Macy's in charge of the ministry. And actually we are together here looking forward with the working and also collaboration partnership with Macy's in the near futures. I also would like to give the big thanks to Professor Pachili, the president of AIT, encouraging the whole entire AIT to be alert with these PCB and semiconductors things that, which is the leadership of ZDT. And this is not only for the business and also industry, but it's also very important to transmit this information, innovation for the industry to the to academias and universities and also other collaborators in the region. So we are very much thankful to Professor Pachilis and also his colleagues in his office that supporting our team at AIT Extension to do this event. I cannot also, forget to really thanks the PST team, especially John's team, in giving us a lot of support, sir. And also, encouraging us to understand what actually we want to do here and also what actually also we want to do in the futures. Because this workshop is just the first one. We are looking forward to the next 4-1 Saha group. Thank you so much. And also the association from the Semiconductor Trade Association, the Circuit Boards Association that coming today, and also the School of Management of AIT and my AIT Extension teams. Semiconductors are the silence, workhorse for our digital age. They power everything from smartphone and electronic vehicle to medical devices and satellite. They are the backbones of the modern civilization, enabling breakthrough into AI, 5G, quantum computing, and beyond. This facility represents our response to the growing global demand for high-performance energy-efficient chips. It is also a testament of our belief that innovation must be local, scalable, and also sustainable. Our vision is clear: to become a hub of semiconductor excellence, not only meet today's technical needs, but also anticipates to the tomorrow possibilities. This facility, this platform of knowledge sharing, we also create 1,000 of jobs, maybe more than 1,000 of jobs, 100,000 of jobs in the region, in the countries, and also foster cutting-edge research, innovation, R&D, strengthen our supply chain resilience as well. It will also serve as a catalyst for regional developments and also the beacon of the global collaboration. We are equally committed as being the organizers of this event, also being part of the Asian Institute of Technologies, to sustainability from water recycle system to energy efficiencies, clean rooms and facilities, and also embodies our pledge to minimize environmental impacts to maximize the innovation. Let these inaugurations of starting today to be more than a ribbon cutting. It is a relying, crying for progress. Together, AIT and ZDT are not just building ships, but we are building the future. Welcome to this event, Workshop No. 1 ZDT AIT, and wish you enjoy this workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Voravit, for setting the tone of the day. Now, we are honored to invite Professor Pai Chili, President of Asian Institute of Technology, a respected leader known for advancing innovation, academic excellence, and global collaboration in higher education, to deliver the opening remarks on behalf of AIT.
Good afternoon. ZDT Chairman, Mr. Chen, ZDT President, Professor Chien, also ZDT CFO and also Chairman of TST Thailand, Mr. Xiao, also distinguished guests from Saha Group, government agencies, embassies, industry, universities, also our friends and partners from ZDT PST, also faculty and staff from AIT community. Warm welcome to you all. It's really a great pleasure for me to have you here in your presence. Really affirms our shared commitment to turn technology into regional opportunities. So we know semiconductors are the backbone of the digital economy, in particular in this AI era. They actually shape the competitiveness and also resilience of a country. Without semiconductors, we don't have cell phones, we don't have laptops, we don't have AI servers. But semiconductor is only part of the ecosystem. The PCBs, printed circuit boards, they are also indispensable. With PCBs, then we can have the electrical interconnect, mechanical reliability, power integrity, and also thermal path to enable those ICs to perform at scale. So just allow me to highlight ZDT, Zending technology. It's the world leader in terms of providing PCB solutions. Also offer advanced manufacturing at scale. Then on the other hand, for AIT, we also offer cutting edge research, also graduate talent, and also we have an open and international campus. So by working together with ZDT, I think we can offer industry-embedded curricula, problem-driven research. So together we can continue to strengthen this supply chain in this region. So this event today is the inaugural session of the series we call the Global Technology and Sustainability. And the title of today's event is Regional Development in the Semiconductor Age. So I think we will have this opportunity to foster future dialogues for talent ecosystem, sustainable production, and also technology for inclusive development. So today's event will have 3 keynotes and also 1 panel discussion, 1 forum. The 3 speakers, I'm sure they will frame the entire landscape. And also in the forum, I think we'll have opportunity to have some discussion for regional collaboration. Our first keynote speaker, Dr. Bern Lin, he is currently now the Dean of the College of Semiconductor Research of National Tsinghua University in Taiwan. Before he joined National Tsinghua University, he was with TSMC. He was the company's VP in research, a very widely recognized worldwide leading expert. He has tremendous contributions in semiconductor technology. He's also known as the father of immersion lithography. So very happy that we have him as the keynote speaker. But because just a few days ago there was a typhoon near Taiwan, so he had to cancel his flight. He wanted to come here in person, but I can assure you that even with his online speech, I'm sure it's as inspiring. Actually, I can say it's because of his contributions in semiconductor technology. So now we can have this technology or the devices for online speech. Our second speaker is President Chien. Before he joined ZDT full-time as the president, he was with Tsinghua University. He held several leadership positions at Tsinghua University. Also, he was on committees of several government agencies. Expert, world-renowned expert, scholar in smart manufacturing and also digital transformation. Thank you very much for being here. And our third speaker, Professor Jabade, is the Vice President of Administration and Development of AIT. Also, he just joined AIT earlier this year. Before that, he was the Vice Chancellor of Vishwakarma University in India. So he will share with us his vast knowledge in higher education and also the regional development. So with this, last but not least, I really want to thank ZDT Chairman Chien for your kind support and also partnership. I really appreciate that. And also I want to thank the AIT faculty and staff for your support, in particular AIT Extension led by Executive Director Tung Jo. Thank you for organizing this event. And thank you all for your engagement. I wish you have a fruitful and also inspiring event. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lee, for your inspiring opening remarks. Now we will proceed with a short video presentation from ZDT.
Develop technology, benefit mankind, improve environmental protection, make the Earth a better place. PCB has been a key component in the electronic industry. It is widely used in fields like consumer electronics, automotive, communication, cloud computing, medical, aviation, aerospace, and AI, and it can be called the mother of electronic products. Shending Technology Holding Limited, the parent company of Shending Tech Group, was established in June 2006, specializing in PCB field. Shending Technology provides first-class technology, quality, manufacturing and service capabilities, and provides a full range of circuit board products, and one-stop shopping to meet the need of customers. In the earlier phase of the group's establishment, Chairman Charles Chien grasped market trends, strategized reasonably, and making careful deployment and dispatch arrangement. Chairman Charles Chien had led the group, making continuous breakthrough development, progressing from the unknown small factory into a leader in the global PCB industry. In 2011, Shending Technology was listed at Stock Exchange in Taiwan. Since 2017, the company has consistently ranked first in the industry worldwide, and in 2018, Avery Holding was listed in mainland China. Shending Tech Group became the first enterprise gone public in these two places in the industry. By continuously promoting automation and Industry 4.0, the group's production efficiency has been improving significantly. Chairman Charles Chien has formulated the development strategy of crossing the river at multiple points and achieving success in one step in 2006, continuously refining the group's global presence. All factories put into operation around the world, covering an area of 199 hectares. The Avery Times Center building, located in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area, has taken the meaning of round haven and square earth, conformed to the urban texture, and built two towers, one square and the other circular, and has won awards such as WELL and LEED Platinum certification. Planned construction of Shending Technology Group's headquarters building, located in front of Taoyuan Xingpu High-Speed Rail Station. Implementing the business version of developing PCB-related industries and becoming industry leaders, and adhering to the core values of integrity, accountability, innovation, excellence, and altruism. The group has established its unique corporate structure, combining government's efficiency, infrastructure, industrial chain, outstanding talents and excellent corporate culture, and global layout, and one ZDT strategy. Shending Tech Group was able to grow continuously, The group has been long focusing on the R&D of cutting-edge technologies in the industry. The group also adapting the era and trends to set development strategy and layouts of products. It actively cooperates with well-known universities to carry out industry-university research cooperation and providing comprehensive product services to world-class customers. As of the end of 2024, the group has filed a total of 3,866 patent applications and received 1,868 patent certificates, of which invention patents account for over 90%. At the same time, the group is comprehensively promoting digital transformation and creating advanced high-end manufacturing models and develop Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing to assist the sustainable development of enterprises. The group attaches great importance to the construction of green culture, formulates forward-thinking energy-saving and environmental protection strategies, and continues to promote the Shending 7 Green environmental protection concept. It has been unanimously recognized by local governments and praised by customers as an outstanding supplier with environmental awareness and measures. Over years of selfless and exemplary attitude, Chairman Charles Chien has led the group's growth continuously and successfully, creating a high-quality business management team with a common vision. Meanwhile, his concept of don't do things that disobey your conscience has been deeply rooted in all staff, leading the growth and progress of every employee. Draw a new blueprint for a new era. Sound a new horn for a new journey. Shending Tech Group will continue to grasp market trends, strive for perfection and glory.
Thank you, the ZDT team, for sharing this video. Now, it's our honor to invite Mr. Charles Chien, Chairman of ZDT Group, to deliver the opening remarks on behalf of ZDT.
李校长、各位 AIT 的先进以及 SAHA Group 的伙伴们，大家下午好。
Distinguished guests, President Lee, AIT professors, SAHA partners, and esteemed guests from all sectors, good afternoon.
我非常荣幸代表臻鼎科技集团，热烈欢迎各位产官学界的专家领袖，莅临 AIT and ZDT 全球科技这个永续论坛。
It is my great honor on behalf of Zending Tech Group to extend our warmest welcome to all the experts and leaders from the industry, government, and academia to the AIT ZDT Global Technology and Sustainability Forum.
今天的活动是臻鼎与 AIT 跨界的合作系列的第一场讲座。我想这个系列的陆续会举办4场专题讲座及1场大型的国际论坛，共同来探讨科技创新与永续发展的未来的方向。
Today's event is the first forum in the cross-industry collaboration series between Zending Tech Group and AIT. This series will feature 4 thematic workshops and 1 large-scale international forum, all dedicated to exploring the future of technological innovation and sustainable development.
在此我也要特别感谢李百吉校长所带领的 AIT 团队。我想 AIT 在国际教育研究领域的一个卓越声望，为我们这次的合作提供了最大、最强的支持与合作的这个国际舞台。我们深信，臻鼎的产业实力跟 AIT 的学术领导力的相结合，必能共同推进科技创新和永续发展，开创跨产业、跨区域合作的一个崭新篇章。
Here, I want to express a special gratitude to the AIT team led by President Lee. AIT's outstanding reputation in international education and research provides the strongest support and a global stage for our collaboration. We firmly believe that the combination of Zending Tech Group industrial strength and AIT's academic leadership will jointly advance technological innovation and sustainable development, ushering in a new chapter of cross-industry and cross-regional collaboration.
那臻鼎科技集团从2006年创立以来，我们始终专注于 PCB 的研究、制造和销售的服务公司。我们从深圳的一处租用的小厂做起，但从创业之初就立志要成为世界第一。这个目标，我们在2017年成功达成，并持续蝉联至今。作为产业领导者，我们始终秉持发展科技、造福人类、精进环保、让地球更美好的企业使命。这项使命与我们今天论坛科技和永续的两大主题完美契合，也体现了臻鼎所坚持的长期主义和永续经营的理念。
Since its establishment in 2006, Zending Tech Group, as a service company, has always focused on the R&D, manufacturing, and sales of PCBs. We started in a small rented factory in Shenzhen, China, but from the very beginning, we aspired to become the world's #1. We successfully achieved this goal in 2017 and have maintained our leading position ever since. As an industry leader, we always upheld the corporate mission, which is develop technology, benefit mankind, improve environmental protection, and make the earth a better place. This mission perfectly aligns with the two main themes of our forum today, technology and sustainability, and also embodies Zending Tech Group's philosophies of long-termism and sustainable operation.
面对新时代 AI 的数位化浪潮，臻鼎正积极地推动自动化和智慧制造，追求创新效率与品质全方位的一个提升。
Facing the new era of digital transformation driven by AI, Zending Tech Group is actively promoting automation and smart manufacturing, striving for comprehensive improvements in innovation, efficiency, and quality.
那这同时呢，因为全球产业链的一个重构的趋势，并落实我们全球化的布局。臻鼎与沙哈集团携手在泰国合作，以2023年合资成立鹏程科技，共同建立一个强韧与永续泰国 PCB 的产业链。
Meanwhile, to respond to the restructuring of the global supply chain and to implement our global footprint, Zending Tech Group has joined hands with Saha Group in Thailand. In 2023, we established Pengcheng Technology as a joint venture to build a resilient and sustainable PCB industry chain in Thailand.
那除了技术与市场布局，我想我们深信人是企业永续的基石。AIT 在国际人的培育上卓越成就，无疑是臻鼎在泰国人际全球发展不可或缺的一个关键伙伴。我们期待在既有的基础上，进一步深化产学合作，扩大人的招募。我们期待透过双方的紧密合作，能培养出更多具有国际视野的新时代科技精英，使其成为推动产业转型和永续发展的强大生力军。
Beyond technology and market strategy, we firmly believe that people are the cornerstone of corporate sustainability. AIT's outstanding achievements in international talent cultivation make it an indispensable partner for Zending Tech Group development in Thailand and globally. We look forward to building on our existing foundation to further deepen industry-academia cooperation and expand talent recruitment. Through our close collaboration, we hope to cultivate more new generation tech elites with an international perspective, making them a powerful force for industrial transformation and sustainable development.
那最后，我想我们非常荣幸邀请到全球首屈一指的半导体专家，台湾清华大学的林本坚博士。因为台湾台风的关系，所以他用视讯来参与这个大会。其次呢，AIT 的 Jabade 教授以及曾鼎简政府总经理，也是沿台湾清华大学的执行副校长。我想期待3位专家的深度对谈，能为我们带来的关于半导体时代的区域发展的独到见解，并激荡出更多创新的火花与产业合作的契机。
Today, we are extremely honored to have invited world-renowned semiconductor experts, Dr. Bernjen Lin from Taiwan National Tsinghua University, who couldn't be here today due to the typhoon in Taiwan, but he will join us online, and Professor Siddharth Jabade from AIT, and Zending Tech's own president, Mr. Chen-Fu, who was the executive vice principal of Taiwan National Tsinghua University. We look forward to the in-depth dialogue between these 3 experts, hoping it will bring us unique insights on regional development in the semiconductor age and spark more innovative ideas and opportunities for industry collaboration.
那再次感谢各位的莅临，我预祝今天的活动能够圆满成功。最后，谢谢各位，祝福大家身体健康，万事如意，谢谢。
Once again, thank you all for being here. I wish today's event a complete success. Thank you for being here, and I hope you all prosperous and good health. Thank you.
May we request Chairman Charles to remain on the stage?
有请沈董事长，请留在舞台上，谢谢。
And we would like to invite Professor Pashili, President of AIT, to present token of appreciation to Chairman Chien.
AIT 的李董这边要致赠纪念品给您。
Thank you, Professor Lee and Chairman Charles. So next, if you can remember from the chairman's remarks, one of the initiatives in Thailand is to have a partnership with the Saha groups. So in this regard, we are very pleased and honored to have Kun Warayot Thongtan. He's the president of the Saha Patana Inter-Holding Public Company Limited, to share with us the messages and also the values and also the spirit of the association with the ZDT technologies. Kun Warayot, please.
สวัสดีครับ Professor Li Baichu, President of Asian Institute of Technology, Mr. Charles Sun, Chairman of Chen-Fu Technology Group, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Saha Group, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the ASEAN Institute of Technology and Chen-Fu Technology to co-organize this meaningful forum to promote economic and social transformation driven by semiconductor innovation. It is truly an honor to be here among leaders from academic, industry, and government. The theme of this forum, Semiconductor and Regional Development, reflects a vision we all share. AIT is a highly respected international institute in Thailand, recognized as a leader in engineering and sustainable development, and ranked among Asia's top institutions for research and innovation. Chen-Fu Tech Group is our trusted global partner and a world #1 in PCB design, development, and manufacturing, playing a very critical role in global electronics supply chains. We are honored and proud to support Chen-Fu Tech as their local partner in Thailand, working hand in hand to create an environment and infrastructure where innovation can grow. For us, this partnership is more than a business. It is about creating opportunities, enhancing local capabilities, and contributing to regional progress that benefits all stakeholders, including Genting Tech, our partner, and Thailand, our country. This belief is at the heart of our partnership with Genting Tech, reflected in the establishment of Chen Technology Thailand, a joint venture between Genting Tech and Saha Group, with manufacturing sites strategically located in the Saha Group Industrial Park in Kabinburi, Prachinburi Province. Through this joint venture, our goal is clear, which is to help build a smart PCB manufacturing hub in Thailand, designed to support emerging industries such as artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and IoT. These will help strengthen Thailand's industrial base and contribute to regional progress across ASEAN. At Saha Group, we see technology not only as a driver of industrial growth, but also as a foundation for sustainable development. We also believe that research, innovation, and knowledge transfer are essential for developing Thailand's workforce. With this strategic collaboration, we believe that Thai people will be better equipped with future-ready skills, which is an important step toward enhancing skill development in Thailand. Once again, thank you to AIT and Genting Tech Group for creating this platform, for bringing us together to share ideas and collaborate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kun Warayot, for your encouraging speech. So may I also request Professor Lee to present a token of appreciation to the President Warayot from Saha Group on the stage, please. So Professor Lee and Kun Warayot, please be on the stage. Please be on the stage. So we have a group photos. So there will be a 4 session of group photos. This is very important moments that we are together. So the first group photos, I would like to invite all of the VIPs who are sitting on the first row to be on the stage. Sir, Chairman Charles and Sir, the ambassadors of Bangladesh and Vietnam and all the VIPs are going to the stage for the group photos. And at this moment, I would like to request all the participants to move forward because we have to also have a group photo with you. So moving forward to the front table is very helpful. So
May I request Mr. Varavirchandra Singh to also be on the stage?
All right.
just please be on the stage. We'll have one more session with Dr. Lin. The picture will be at the background of Dr. Lin. Yeah, please be on the, yeah.
Hello, am I supposed to say anything?
Okay, now we proceed to our keynote segment. Our first keynote will be delivered online by distinguished speaker Dr. Banjay Lin, former Vice President of Research at TSMC and Dean of NHTU College of Semiconductor Research, on the topic Free Market and Semiconductor Technology.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman and President Lee, honorable guests, it's my pleasure and honor to be here to give this presentation. Unfortunately, the typhoon did not let me show up in person, so I will try to make good remotely. Let me show my slides. As you know, the topic is free market and semiconductor technology. The semiconductor technology is best shown by the semiconductor chips. What are semiconductor chips? Well, these chips consist of billions of transistors and circuit elements. They can enhance human intelligence. Well, they can also kill and destroy if the users are selfish. The better part of it is that they can improve quality of life and ensure perpetual peace by responsible humans. So let me show you what a chip looks like. This is a wafer. It's a 300 millimeter wafer, and one of these is a chip. So the wafer can be cut into many chips, and each of the chips can be packaged into products, which ZDT is very good at it. Well, how do we use the chips? There are many things. I just make a list of some of them. In the beginning, people used chips to calculate, to do number crunching. And because of that and the flexibility of the software and so forth, one can use them for communication, smartphones, automobile, entertainment, AI, and weapons. Well, horribly can be used for weapons. And then we can connect them into Internet of Things. Of course, they are in workstations. They are indispensable in aerospace, in medicine, and on and on. Well, in this slide, I'm showing you the revenue of the integrated circuit manufacturers. On the left, I'm showing the manufacturers that are called independent device manufacturer. That means they have the idea of the product, they design the product, and they have factories to build those products. So these are their 2024 revenues. You see, analog devices, it's $9.4 billion US, Infineon's was 16.2, and so forth. The total of this nine companies that are listed, they are making $235.5 billion. They are scattered everywhere, in the US, in Germany, Netherlands, Korea, France, and so forth. On the right-hand side, I'm showing you another kind of IC manufacturer. That is a foundry. The foundry doesn't do the design. They don't plan for the product, but they make the chips designed by their customers. And they deliver the chips to the customers, and the customers will package them and make them into products and sell them. Okay, the total revenue of this is not high. I wonder whether there's any way to. Okay, the revenue of this is not high. Okay, on the right-hand side is the revenue of the foundries. I just mentioned that they don't design the chips, they don't conceive of the products, but they make the chips according to the design of the companies. Okay, so the total revenue of this is not high. It's only 142 billion, and most of that is made by TSMC. It contains, it dominates the industry, having a 62% market share and have a revenue of 88.34, and the others are much smaller than this one. So if you look at this, and then you will say that, hey, I'd rather be an independent device manufacturer than a foundry. That is actually just the contrary. Because of this 142.63, we help the semiconductor companies make a lot more money. It's shown in this slide. These are so-called foundry customers. I'm only showing 10 of them as an example. Here's Apple, Huawei, and so forth. The height of this rectangle is the amount, indicates the size of their revenue. So Apple is the largest one, and so forth. I only show 10 of them, and there are 500 customers at least for TSMC. So we know the total amount is high. The total amount is this high, from here to here and much more. This is what the foundry makes, and this is what the IDM makes. So therefore, because of the existence of the foundry, it helps these companies make a lot of more money than this. If this company wants to make such money, they have to build their fabs and so forth, which is impossible. Okay, now there's a dependency. This is a group, the customers, the foundries, and the design IP, the raw materials, the equipment, and so forth. This is a group that helps this industry grow. Okay, and on the other hand, the IDMs are a small minority. They don't depend on anything, maybe on this. And look, equipment is also a big group. It enjoys a lot of income. All this, I'm trying to say that quantity is very important. TSMC has the capacity to produce a lot of chips. And now with the quantity, it helps to maintain a yield leadership. What I mean by yield is that if you make 100 wafers, you only 5 wafers come out. It will be very costly. So you have to be able to make maybe 100 wafers and with 90 wafers come out. Okay, and then if you have the quantity, you have the efficiency to debug for problems. And then you can solve the problem very quickly because they're fast turnaround. And then because of this, you can simulate even larger quantity. And then it can, if you're a large quantity, it will help you to use more applications. So this is a positive cycle. Now, the technology progressed from 5 micron to 5 nanometer. Well, I'm talking about the minimum feature size of the circuits. In the beginning, that was in the 5,000 nanometer. That is in the 5 micron regime. I call it the first generation. And then it start to shrink into 3,000, 2,000, and so forth. Now we have gone through 23 generations. All right, so we are now from first generation, we are now at the 23rd generation into 2 nanometers. The feature length and width is reduced by 3 orders of magnitude, and the circuit area reduced by 6 orders of magnitude. All right, I just went through, okay, so this is first generation. Second generation is 3 microns and 2 microns and so forth. Now we are at 2 nanometer, which is the 23rd generations. And we have improved the area by 6 orders of magnitude. What does that mean? Okay, for each node, we will improve the density by about 50%, and the power that is required is reduced by 50%, and we improve the operating frequency as well. So after 21 nodes, I just shown you 23 nodes, right? Only if after 21 nodes, we have reduced the area and power by about 2 million times. And the frequency has improved by 1,200 times. What it means is 2 million times is that maybe in the beginning, in 1970, you have 1975, you have to spend $2 million to buy a BMW. Okay, nowadays, you need only $2 to buy the BMW. So let me explain why semiconductor technology is so difficult. All right, I'm showing you the semiconductor chips are made by layers. So I just show you the process required by one layer. We have to go through all these steps, about 19 of them, in order to get to the layer, to finish the layer. However, if these do not go okay, then we have to repeat the cycle. We have to do another 14, 15 steps, and until we pass these checks. Okay, so that is about 19 steps in one layer for just a lithography. All right, that is for the 130 nanometer node, we need to have 7 critical layers and more than 20 non-critical layers. The lithography related steps is 212, and then there are etching steps, and total other steps is we're required to do 474 steps to produce this 130 nanometer CMOS. And we have to control that. We have to control the critical dimension to 1/10 of the minimum feature. So that is 13 nanometer. And then we have to control the overlay accuracy to 1/3 of the critical dimension. All right. We are now at a 3 nanometer node. We are guessing that we need at least 100 layers and 1,000 steps. And we have to control the critical dimension to 0.3 nanometer. That is 3 angstroms. We're talking about atomic accuracy. And the overlay accuracy has to be 1/3 of the CD, which is maybe 0.1 nanometer, 1 angstrom. And we have to measure that better than 1/3 of CD, at least it's 1/5 of the CD. Therefore, we are getting into a very difficult territory. However, the foundries are making 3 nanometer nodes, 2 nanometer nodes, 1.6, and so forth. So now you can see that it's very complicated and very tedious and very difficult, because if in any of the layers you have some kind of a yield problem, then you lose many, your yield will be very low. Okay, so it's difficult to have one country doing everything. In the beginning, maybe in the 1970s, 80s, the US is dominating in equipments, in testing, in metrology, materials, design, even the invention of transistor and so forth. Okay, and even the technology of building clean rooms, they dominate. They are the number one, and they are the only one in the world that can make semiconductor products. Okay, what's the situation now? We have a free market situation, because if you concentrate everything into one country, it's not doing best in every step, in every layer. So we'll go to the next one. Now the situation is that we have all the different colors representing different countries. The US is still dominating in design, and we got some Taiwan involvement in design. Then we have the wafer exposure equipment by the Holland company, ASML. We have Japan and US doing other processing tools. And then the memory manufacturers are mostly in Korea and in the US and so forth, as you see. Also, there are very good contributions from Japan and so forth. So it's no longer possible to contain everything within a country and keep the semiconductor technology growing very fast. All right, so summarize, design is from US and Taiwan, and imaging is from Holland, Germany, and Japan, and edge US, Japan, and so forth. So we have many countries contributing their best to make this technology affordable and to make it enough large quantity to meet the need of the entire world. All right. Now, not only in terms of equipment and materials, now we need the people to run them. We need talents. And these talents are very diversified also. They have to know physics, chemistry, electrical engineering, computer science, and all the way even to economy and politics. Okay, so it's very diverse, and even the character of those people, the personality. Some of them have to be very innovative, but not all of them should be innovative, because some of them has to be very persistent, consistent, and so forth. And they have to work hard. They have to attend to details. And they have to be able to adapt to new technology and invent new things and solve new problems very quickly, and so forth. So therefore, we have a diversity in talents as well as a diversity in countries and in their expertise. All right, let me talk about people. Let me assume that there are 5 areas that need people. We need a design area, manufacturing area, and so forth, 5 of them. I assume that each of them need 50,000 people, and the strategy is about 10%. So we need, well, the total of 225,000, and we need 25,000 people. This is a shortage. It's not easy to meet this shortage. All right, the next slide will show us that if I assume that now there are 4 more countries that want to do the same thing, that want to own everything from design all the way to the end product. We'll assume that each factory only need 25,000 people, half of the 50,000, but they need the entire 25,000 people because there's no such thing. Therefore, if 4 more countries need that many more people, we need 500,000 more people. And that is 200% of the existing need of people. It's impossible. It's impossible to meet such a need because we have trouble meeting only 25,000 people. Now we need 500,000 people, all of different talents and of different personality. The other thing that troubles this industry is that there are countries which is put on very strong emphasis on military, on national security. And if you look at it, for national security, the quantity that's required is only 2% of the entire world production of chips. However, because it's 2%, if the emphasis is put on this, it will make the civilian use, it will disrupt the civil needs. It will disrupt the civilian use of the semiconductor chips. However, if one puts the emphasis on the civilian use, it can satisfy the need of not only 98%, but 100%. Because when the civilian need is taken care of, the technology advances very fast, and the military application can take advantage of that and just use the design to meet their national security need. All right. This is the second of the last slide. We asked a question, can semiconductor technology return to the good days of US dominance, right? Initially, US dominate in everything. Well, it's not quite possible because now the smartest people in the US are moving up to design, to software, to financial, judicial. There are many, many, many attractive areas for them to go. And even in political sectors, okay? It's difficult to now get a lot of people from a lot of smartest people from the US to work in the semiconductor industry. Okay, so also the other point is that for semiconductor manufacturing, we have emphasized on product quality, the yield, the cost, and so forth. And the US people are better for other things. Okay, and I'm giving two examples. One is in the history, there was a loss of DRAM market to Japan from the US. Okay, and then there was an attempt by TSMC to build a wafer fab factory in the US about 10 years ago. That's my conclusion. Free market, which each country offering its best, is necessary for semiconductor technology to grow and to meet the need of global demand. All right. Now, geopolitics interventions will shrink the market, will cause shortage in talents. I just show you the shortage now is 20 times more than if we use we help each other. It will increase the production cost. It will discourage new applications and will hinder progress. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Berlin. It is actually unfortunate that you cannot be here with us this afternoon, but so he's still with us now?
Yeah.
Actually, your presentation is actually eye-opening information on the slides over there. Maybe we can entertain some of a few questions from the floors, if you have any, so you can use the microphones. Otherwise, I can also go for the question because I have interesting questions for the audience to Dr. Lin as well. So if you have any questions, please, sir.
Thanks, Ding Lin, for your inspiring speech. I have a question. Since for Thailand, of course, they are very interested to foster more collaboration and regional development based on this semiconductor ecosystem. Since you are not just an internationally well-known researcher in semiconductor field, but also educator as Dean of the Semiconductor Research College in National Chien University in Taiwan. So from your two roles, would you like to share how to foster future collaboration between Taiwan and Thailand? Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I think there is already a lot of collaboration between Taiwan and Thailand. I think that the theme is each country offering its best so that we can optimize the product. And I think the potential is there. I think there are also a lot of people in Thailand that are very smart and dedicated and very motivated to improve their work. So I think there's a lot of room for collaboration.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions or comments? Yes. Can you also introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Paitun from Hana Semiconductor, Ayutthaya, Thailand. May I have some more question? You know that so far we have a U.S. tariff issue that maybe impact overall around the world. What do you think that how much impact to the global, and do you think that the U.S. can pull in for the semiconductor assembly of wafer fab in their country? Thank you.
Okay, Well, I think the present situation is not that rosy, right? Because of geopolitical concerns, the market has already been divided. For example, China is not allowed to buy a lot of chips, so the market size is reduced. And so I think that's why I think that we need to go back to free market and free economy so that each country can provide its best. And also, I think in terms of world peace, nobody wants war, right? So we need to help each other to have a better life, to build the society, build the country, and so forth, instead of trying to destroy each other. I think that's very important. As I mentioned earlier, the human can be selfish or can be very, very kind and full with love. So let's all go toward the side of helping each other instead of trying to destroy each other.
Thank you, sir. So maybe we can have one more questions from Professor Manukit.
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Berlin. Thank you very much for a very broad but very inspiring talk. From the point of view of Thai people, I want to know your view. Like in the past, when Thailand has some industry, the government has to focus on industry. We cannot support all the industry because there are so many. During the time of hard disk drive, the Thai government provide a lot of money in order to create the supply chain, and there are several manufacturing and factory that try to make Thailand, even though we don't design, but in terms of the assembly and etc., we have plenty of key players in the country. But now, because HDD, hard disk drive, is no more, because we have a lot of competitor, if you have to recommend to the Thai government whether what kind of the technologies or the, I don't know whether we call as application or a kind of new technology that Thailand, we are not that strong in terms of technology, but we have the moderate knowledge. But Thailand can be one of the somebody in this world, not just only nobody. So can you recommend for Thailand? I just think about quantum because we heard a lot, but there's no real player. I don't know whether quantum will come and help semiconductor or replace. I don't say that word, but could you please provide your recommendation? Thank you.
Okay, I think, well, first of all, the principle is that whatever you do, you have to be able to make money to support the growth and to support your activity, right? So I would pick the things that you can get into and to start getting yourself wet. So what I think today is a very good situation because I hear a lot about AIT and ZDT and so forth. Now ZDT probably would be a good starting point to help Thailand launch into semiconductor technology, and then make sure that you start to make money to support your venture.
Thank you. So yes, we have. Thank you, Dr. Berlin's air from Taiwan, and may I request for big hands for Dr. Berlin again for his inspiring and also very informative presentations. We are taking these messages from the expert on the PCB and semiconductors to really echo, as Professor has mentioned, that how we can help the countries like Thailand, and also how we can really transmit these, needs and also demands and also the free market ideas into other countries as well. And that is actually see how we can reach the 500,000 people who are really multidisciplinary skills to really support this industry, because we know this industry is very important. And we know that there is a champion there, which is like ZDT. So we are not actually just one in the world where we have to play the games, but we already have a partnership which we have to strengthen. So thank you for your insightful things that we can really carry on of thinking and analyzing and see how the partnership can be, bonds so that we can make something real happening starting from Thailand. Thank you so much.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, Dr. Lin, we have to keep your souvenir here in Thailand, and whenever we meet in person, I will request Professor Lee to present the souvenir, a token of appreciation to Dr. Lin. All right. So this is now like a virtual, maybe a small virtual thanks from Professor Dr. Lee. Just a small word. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Dr. Bernlin. Really, we miss you here, but still, as I mentioned at the beginning of this event, I was very sure that even it's only an online presentation, that was still very inspiring. So thank you very much again. Just stay safe. And also when I see you next time, probably in Taiwan, I will hand carry this small token of appreciation.
Yeah,
Thank you so much again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
So, coffee break is throughout the day. All right. So we have this good schedule for coffee breaks, but actually coffee break is no boundary. So you just go next door and have a coffee break. We would like to move further with another speaker. I would like to have Dr. Pallavi to introduce the speakers so that we can feel different voice.
Thank you. So now I would like to invite Dr. Chen-Fu, President of ZDT Technology, for his keynote on smart manufacturing and digital transformation.
President Lee and distinguished guests, this is my great honor to share my observation about this smart manufacturing and digital transformation. I like the question and plus the answer of Dean Bernlin. I think Zending Tech is really a good partner of AIT and Thailand. That will be partially answer your call. How can Thailand develop your technology and to empower high-tech industry? So my talk is talking about this smart manufacturing and the digital transformation for manufacturing excellence to empower this semiconductor heterogeneous integration that I will explain more detail later in this AI eras. Firstly, just a quick introduction about myself. I'm president of Zending Tech, and I'm also very honored to become a board of trustee of AIT. Though before I used to work in academia, but I also have a very long-term collaboration with high-tech industry in Taiwan. So when I was in TSMC, I lived 3 years in TSMC. At that time, TSMC tried to have some so-called corporate transformation since 2001. As you can see, we used to have two top leaders in foundry in Taiwan, both TSMC and UMC. They have about the same technology level, but because of this so-called corporate transformation of TSMC, you can see the gap is very enlarged. And of course, from Ding Lin's presentation, TSMC now more than 60% of market share in the foundry business. And so in TSMC region, they are not just technology leader. They also focus on so-called manufacturing excellence. And I think that is part of DNA in Taiwanese manufacturers. So we are not just good in technology. We are good in how to manage the resource, the manufacturing, smart manufacturing, so that the quality, the delivery, the yield is very good to satisfy global customer. And thirdly, because it is a foundry business, we are partner to customer worldwide. So we want to bring the maximum total benefit to our customer, to the supply chain. When we say maximum total benefit, it does not mean we are the cheapest. We means we are more cost effective because of our cutting edge technology, because our manufacturing excellence, because our supply chain resilience. So the customer trusts in us. They are willing to pay, sometimes even pay more than our competitor, those low-cost competitor. However, they gain maximum total benefit. And similarly, obtaining tech, as you can see from the video earlier, because of the great leadership of Chairman Charles Chen, starting from 2005, when he started to lead this corporate, you can see the growth based on our plan and the execution. They are almost the same. Starting from 2015, we also established automation. So we managed to have about 10 billion Taiwan dollar every year. So this green, the original orange one is our plan, and the green one is our actual result. And starting from this year, our chairman already announced that in the next few years, we will have 30 billion Taiwan dollars, almost 30 billion Thai baht every year. And that, of course, contribute from a lot of our expansion, including the recent one in Buli, that we have one fab. It is under mass production now. But meanwhile, we have 4 factories under construction. So we're looking forward to have more collaboration with Thai University, especially with AIT under the great leadership of President Lee. And this is why we are very looking forward to have more collaboration. And this high-tech industry, just like Lin, his keynote earlier about how those technology putting into it to shrinkage. But this high-tech technology also suffering about this supply chain fluctuation because they are upstream key components. So on one hand, it is very capital intensive of the investment. It will cost like $20 billion just to building a wafer fab. So very few country or very few company, they can put so huge money into it because the entry barrier is so high, so that only limited player can join this semiconductor game. However, PCB is more, the entry barrier is not so high, so it is getting more important. I will explain more detail later. But you can see the cycle time is so long, and to the customer, they are keep changing their demands because during this long cycle time, almost 50 days, the market will change a lot. So working in a company like TSMC, they need to balance the demand and supply and suffering the supply chain fluctuation. So because of this need, because I mentioned earlier, since 2000, TSMC started so-called corporate transformation. At that time, I was on leave from National Tsinghua University to work in this company, basically to support so-called corporate planning organization. Later, I published it into a paper after this proprietary protection period. We try to integrate those corporate important decisions, including the pricing decision, the demand generation, the capacity fulfillment, the cost structure. You can see those critical decisions, they are interrelated. And conventionally, usually a few executives we meet in a room to discuss. But nowadays, since the global supply chain is so dynamic, so you cannot just rely on executives' human brain. You need have a platform or digital decision to enable it. So TSMC started to do it almost more than 20 years ago. So now they can address those challenges worldwide. And this is not just a conceptual framework. It is expansible because of if you have overall architecture, just like when we are building a very tall building, you need a good architecture. Then every decision component or related block, you know how your function should be done and how they are interrelated through digital platform. And this is how those high-tech companies, they are making decisions. They are not just based on domain knowledge or domain experts. And I actually published into a case study in Harvard Business School. I call it the so-called TSMC way. One of the reasons is, of course, when I was an undergraduate student, the so-called Toyota way. Toyota way or lean production is still important for assembly line. But TSMC, there is no assembly line. There is a lot of virtual re-entrant route, very dynamic environment with very expensive equipment. So those decisions is hard to made by assembly line, that type of things, because the equipment is so expensive. So everyone share a piece of those resources. So we need a way to address it. So I developed the methodology and then putting into a case. And of course, if you Google search the TSMC way, there is about 800,000 search you can find compared to maybe 20 million of search of Toyota way. But I think it is a good example of how Taiwanese production way, not just technology or manufacturing excellence and maximum total benefit to the customer, is useful because Thailand is also in the hub of the Asian region. So by providing that kind of manufacturing service or service-oriented manufacturing will be also good for answer our Vice President's question. So talking about this industry, there was very famous so-called Moore's Law by Gordon Moore, which is the CTO of Intel in 1965. The Gordon Moore said that the density of transistor will be doubled every year within a fixed area. That is why this semiconductor continues to shrinkage. Now is reaching 2 nanometer. But actually, in his original paper, he also said that at the same time, the average cost will be reduced. So Gordon Moore basically saying that this industry, in order to maintain the growth, you need to, on one hand, provide most advanced technology. On the other hand, you need to reduce the cost. So it's truly cost effectiveness or comparable advantage from economics viewpoint. So following this role, then we realized there are a lot of effort could be done. So this was what I have been doing in TSMC at that time. While most of semiconductor company at that time focus on the shrinkage, TSMC we break down this value stream. Then we find there are a lot of opportunity could be done, not just the shrinkage. So similarly, we are trying to do it in the PCB. PCB has been invented for more than 150 years, much older than semiconductor. And there are worldwide more than 3,000 PCB. And ZDT is the leader of the PCB globally, as President Lee just mentioned. But our market share is only 7.3%, which means this industry is not consolidated yet. There are a lot of opportunity for Thailand, for India, for Vietnam to entering this arena. Of course, we want to maintain our leading position. We are about we are about 50% larger than our competitor, the second one. So that's why our President Charleston already mentioned we are going to invest 30 billion Taiwan dollar every year from now. And of course, a lot of growth is coming from Thailand. I will explain more detail later. So for this golden, the Moore's Law, the challenge is now for wafer fabrication, now it's reaching 2 nanometer. Firstly, it becomes reaching the physical limit. That's why we have quantum computing. Secondly, it is too expensive to build a 2 nanometer fab. It costs $20 billion US. Very few companies are going to invest, because once you invest, if the utilization is low, then you lose a lot of money. This is what happened in some of the factory in China or in Korea now. So while this chip is starting to slow down of the shrinkage, however, because of this AI needs, we actually need more than one chip. So conventionally, we are the PCB, the green one. Conventionally, there's PCB, then we have a substrate. Substrate is like an interface between integrated circuit chip and the electronic component or electronic product. But you can see now it's more like a cluster. This is heterogeneous integration, because for a module or a key component, you are not just need one CPU, just our brain. You need some logical thinking, you need image processing, you need the memory chips. So if we can interconnect those important components within one substrate, then obviously this power will be better than we package them separately. So the challenge become, the bottleneck become these chips, okay, and this substrate. And we have been here for more than 20 years. You can see previously, in terms of the layers, because we want to enhance the interconnectivity, so the layers is increased about 20 times. And the body size from here to here is about 20 times. And the layer is about 4 times. And the bump, what you can see, it looks like a white. Actually, they are small dot, small bump. Those bumps, they are like this. They are the interconnection between each touching point. So imagine you have thousands of bumps on a very tiny space, and you need to maintain the uniformity. So there are a lot of technology and also manufacturing excellence involved. But this needs is just happening and growing so fast. That is why actually earlier this year, I just came to Thailand, and at that time we are fortunate to sign MOU with President Lee. That was the first production of our first fab. But now we have 4 fab under construction. The expansion, the needs is so fast, because everyone realized this shrinkage within the silicon wafer become very, very challenging. So people now try to find other way to maintain this cost effectiveness, enhance the functionality, and reduce the average cost of computing power. Okay, so and because of these needs, so PCB and the semiconductor are actually intertwined, which means we also maintain this growth with semiconductor. So you can see, because of AI, because of NVIDIA, because of those computing power needs, then every country want to build more AI center, data storage, and a lot of EV, car, different application. So this global market of semiconductor and the PCB are almost growth together. So as I mentioned earlier, the Chairman Sun want us, Zending Tech, to have corporate transformation like TSMC, because we have been the world's largest continuously for more than 8 years now. But we are not just limit ourselves to be a leader of PCB. we want to be a critical player in semiconductor ecosystem. That is why we have a lot of change. I use this an illustration. Firstly, of course, we want to have the same smart manufacturing like TSMC, and our conventional production is still important. So industrial engineering, lean production, Toyota way, the type of production as for manufacturing excellence, we also think they are important. And we leverage a lot of AI solution to empower our manufacturing. And we want to be part of this semiconductor ecosystem. So because of my previous connection, so we maintain very good relationship with them as our customer. And the last one, and also very important one, is because we need more talent. We are growing so fast. So we are very fortunate to sign MOU with AIT. We also want to have more collaboration in terms of research project as well as joint research center, that type of collaboration. So we are not just hiring people from AIT. We want to have collaborative research with AIT professor, with Thai government or Thai Ministry of Science and Technology. And such transformation is not just limited in the operational level. We are not just hiring Thai people as a worker in our company because we are very automated. We want people, talent for management or even for the decision. We also empower the whole corporate, not just for the production. Our smart manufacturing or smart production also related to our supply chain management or even our strategic decision for capital investment. And of course, we are building the whole system like a very complicated machine. So even for research or for me, for example, I was a scholar. I feel if I join this company, I would be able to witness this ongoing change. So, and we have 29, now it's more than 30 factory worldwide, including in Thailand, in China, in Taiwan, in Indonesia, in India. And of course, the growing Thai factory is the growing fast factory. Like I said earlier, this year, I joined the first one. We also have the administration building. This is the first one. But this one is under construction. A lot of leading product for our customers. Sorry, I cannot mention the customer name, but everyone uses our customers' product. Now we have 4 factories under construction at the same time, and we also have our green facility for circular economy, for waste management. That type of facility is also under construction. So you can see how fast, and the whole campus will be very soon in the next year. They will almost fully utilized. So that's why our chairman, sorry, he cannot join us because he's talking with our partner to find another land in Thailand. Okay, so and because of this development, people mention about Industry 4.0. Of course, when Germany first mentioned, it was target 2025, but we understand that with our 29 factory or more than 30 factory, they need to migrate phase by phase. So at that time, I proposed the concept so-called Industry 3.5, which means it's like a hybrid strategy. Rather than quantum jump, everyone become Industry 4.0. Maybe some of them could be starting gradually. So I will use some example to illustrate how we transform our manufacturing facility phase by phase. For example, for the MES system, we started only focus on the migration of MES system. Then we also integrate with our equipment application platform. Then we integrate with our MHS system, which is the transportation system. So the automation level or smart manufacturing level is phase by phase to expand it. It is in a real setting, you need to do so rather than just hiring some international consultant company, say, okay, you can go to 4.0 directly. Usually you cannot do that. You need to migrate step by step. Okay. And people talking about AI, the AI development is not just server. It's actually a lot of edge data center or even the smartphone or the AI glass. Actually, if you have those AI glass, we are the single producer for those AI glass. So you can just easily, for example, if I cannot recognize some friend's name, the AI glass can recognize and show the name. So it will be convenient for important people like President Lee. Whenever he see an alumni, then the name will automatically comes out. So those application is because of us. And so just like the video just mentioned, we provide one ZDT, one-stop shopping. Why it is important? Imagine you are leading customer in United States or in European Union, and this industry is so fragmented, so it becomes challenging for their supply chain or their manager. You need to buy one piece from here, one piece from there. It's not feasible. Plus, the interconnectivity needs integration. So Zending Tech, we can provide all kinds of service to our customer. So there will be that is why the gap between us and our competitor is enlarging, and that is why we become like a TSMC in this PCB segment. So this is just one illustration. Of course, I try to use an artificial cellular phone to illustrate. So in a cellular phone, you need all kinds of PCB product. So PCB is actually very advanced now. Some of them is just like semiconductor. And building a PCB factory is just like a mature fab in semiconductor. So it is also very capital intensive. And by transforming the company, we need a very comprehensive architecture. So what I have been doing is, firstly, we have a very comprehensive architecture. Then piece by piece or block by block, we transform them. Just like I say, we are doing it phase by phase. And also, when I mentioned earlier, we want to become part of this semiconductor ecosystem. Firstly, we need to say the same language, which means, so we adopt this so-called SEC-STREAM. It is a protocol in semiconductor equipment or semiconductor industry. So we are the first one to adopt the same protocol. That will be easier to make us to part of this semiconductor ecosystem or semiconductor value chain. So this is what we have been doing. And of course, this industry, because it is a very, some component like your cellular phone is very tiny. So it is not practically to do it 100% automation. So at this moment, we may be 85 or 90% of our process is automated. But we have the same clean room like semiconductor. So if you work in Bajimburi or go to our factory, you need to go to air shower to clean and dressing like in semiconductor field. So you can see that. And because of time, but these are just a few illustrations of what we are using AI to empower our smart manufacturing. We use them for our pattern recognition, image processing, digital twin simulation, and our demand forecast, defect diagnosis, etc. Finally, as I mentioned, we are having ongoing corporate transformation. We look forward to have more partners in Thailand. So we have a 6 dimension. We want to using our capability, AI, to empower smart factory for agility, supply chain resilience. And we also because we serving a global customer, a lot of new product has been introduced or invented. So we need a lot of automation and agile production for new product initiative. And we also having AI big data or large language model, Gen AI, to support our business analysis. And meanwhile, we also change our organization structure. We are not labor-intensive industry. We are actually very automated and smart manufacturing. So we need more large workers, especially with AIT. And we also use our AI technology for ESG, for green production, for circular economic or waste management. As the video mentioned, we have been recognized by our customers such as Apple, AWS, as the most green producer for their supply chain. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Chien. Very interesting. So open the floor for Q&A questions, observation, comments, maybe 2-3 questions. The experts and also the leader is here, so I think we should not miss the opportunity. Yes, please.
I'm Paitun from HANA Semiconductor. I'm curious about your company that the largest PCB manufacturing in the world. And I know that you have a lot of factory even in China, and now you are opening in Thailand. So I'm curious to know that in terms of the cost, if compared to China, if you produce in Thailand, in terms of the cost compared to China, is it the gap or any constraint that to make a Thailand cost higher or lower than China? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. The question is very critical and also very good for the policy reference. Firstly, for high-tech industry, the cost is actually not from the labor cost is not the major part. The major cost factor is about the supply chain, about the capital-intensive equipment. And for capital-intensive equipment, because you are purchasing from United States, from Europe, from Japan, so the cost is basically the same in different regions. Of course, some region they may provide some tax incentive for research and development or high-tech industry. Okay, so that is that part of cost structure from depreciation of capital investment. So currently, I think in Thailand, the most challenge is the supply chain is not so ready yet compared to China or Taiwan, because this industry is not so important in Thailand before. But there are a lot of opportunity, especially leader like ZDT choose Thailand than the other countries. So if the Thai government or Thai academia leader can take this opportunity to create or promote some incentive, not just for PCB, but for the whole ecosystem. And I'm sure it will benefit not just for ZDT, but as well as for the whole supply chain. So I think the cost structure gap come from the supply chain. So for example, some chemical, it is challenging to transport chemical, but because of the chemical is not so ready in Thailand, so we need to import from other regions. That would be the problem. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, please. Kun Putana.
Good afternoon. So I'm Dew from TSPCA, Thailand Printed Circuit Association. Thank you very much for your very informative information, and welcome to Thailand for the PCB #1 of the world. So the thing is, as you mentioned about the supply chain development in Thailand, in your point of view, or I mean the Senting company, so can you specific on the equipment or material that the possibility for the local Thai company, and you have any plan for Senting company to help us to develop the local suppliers? So because our TSPCA, we plan to develop this activity along with Taiwanese and Chinese PCB shop here also. So what is the product that we can start first? Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for your question. They are also very critical. I'm sure it will also benefit for Thai economy. So there's two parts. The final question about which product will be challenging for me. But let me use semiconductor as example. When semiconductor industry started, for example, TSMC was founded in 1987. So about in 2000, at that time, Taiwan already showing the leading position in wafer foundry. At that time, Taiwan government also tried to encourage the machinery company, saying, okay, since we have a number of leaders in Taiwan, why don't you try to produce equipment for semiconductor industry? So some companies jump into those development, but unfortunately at that time, most of companies they do not successful because those leading company like TSMC already they are leading position, but the position is not so dominant. So they are afraid of losing the game. So they rather trust existing player, existing expensive equipment may be imported from United States, from European Union or Japan. But if you check in the past few years, those companies in Taiwan, the machinery company or the supply chain related to semiconductor, their stock price goes like 10 times than before. Because people understand they're already going to this supply chain, although take maybe 10 years, more than 10 years or 20 years. So my answer is that since Zending Tech, as well as other leading PCB manufacturers choose Thailand, then maybe not at this moment, but the whole ecosystem will be here, as long as you keep us here. However, if those companies they don't feel welcome, or maybe the other region like India or Vietnam, they provide even stronger incentive. Maybe some of them they will ship, but we will not ship. We collaborate with AIT, with Saha, okay? So we will stay here. Then our partner or our vendor, they will come. Actually, a number of Taiwanese or Chinese vendor, they already come to settle in Thailand, although not a very huge investment because they also need to test, okay? So it is a good opportunity if Thai government, Thai academia, Thai industry find a way to facilitate and let them settle and become a cluster nearby, for example, nearby our factory in Bazimburi or nearby Bangkok, then I'm sure sooner or later those local Thai manufacturers, they will find a niche to enter into this supply chain. Because for us, we also need localization. Localization will mean more cost-effective, more just-in-time support, etc. So, and for your final question about which part, I think it is always the competitive advantage. So by comparing which part is more cost-effective or more easy to join, it will be an opportunity. Of course, for us, we as the keystone of the PCB ecosystem, we are happy or more than willing to support some local vendor or customer because it is a win-win collaboration. And this is what we have been doing. If you check the news, we just recently invest a number of vendor in China because they are our important vendors. But the way we do it, we don't seek to control because they are expert in their field. But we are willing to invest because it is part of our partnership, just like our partnership with President Lee. So we want to sponsor this forum. But of course, in return, we hope that AIT provide more talent to Zhending Tech, or we have more collaboration in the near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Maybe one more questions before we complete. Yes, sir. Yes.
So while we understand that the pressing item is, of course, the capacity building and talent requirement in a way, but you mentioned about research collaborations as well. So what is your vision on that with respect to AIT?
Okay, thank you very much. The reason I joined Zhending Tech, or I joined TSMC before, was because of my research collaboration. And you know, since we need knowledge workers, so the best knowledge worker is from university. And the best collaboration is not rather than we hire graduate. It is better when they are students, they may join the collaboration projects so they have their internship or their research project, empirical study in our factory. So they know our factory better. And we also know this talent better before they graduate. So that will become a more effective collaboration. And we need all kinds of talents. And also, yesterday, our chairman and I, we have some meeting with our first batch of Thai engineer in our company. There are about 20 of them. And just like our president shared, and I repeat again, because 20 years ago, we started our first factory in China 20 years ago. Now, most of those first batch engineer, they become factory director, they become executive in our corporate because we grow about more than 60 times in the past 20 years. By every year, 10 billion Taiwan dollar. But from this year, we are going to grow every year 30 billion Taiwan dollars, 3 times than before, which means we will need 3 times of talent, maybe part of them from China, from Taiwan, but certainly maybe 1/3 of them we expecting from Thailand. So but that kind of talent, we will not just hiding them from WeChat or from TikTok, etc. We need in-depth collaboration between AIT and between Zhending Tech. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chen-Fu. Thank you very much. So in this occasion, I would like to request Professor Pashili to come on the stage and present a token of appreciation. Thank you very much. Before we take a break, when Dr. Chen talked about the very small PCB, I just imagine that there is a home there, but that home will be very small in the PCB plates, whatever there. And this is the ambassador who make all the connection with those small part of the PCB. His name is Sikil. And that's why his job in the small home in this PCB is trying to connect and wiring everything in there so that those things in a small part is working. So AIT ZDT is thinking about how we are going to communicate these very important technologies and what actually the ZDT and AIT is trying to communicate to the world, that the thing is becoming smaller, thinner, but more layer. Which is very interesting, that this guy is very important, Sikil, is having job is to wire everything into there and make that work for everybody. Thank you very much for being with us for until this time. Now we take a break. We come back to this room for the next sessions at 4:10 Bangkok time. 4:10.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope you had a very refreshing break. Now, with our next keynote, I would like to invite Professor Siddharth K. Jabade, Vice President for Administration and Development at AIT, and he will be speaking on the topic Semiconductor Industry and Regional Development.
President Lee, President Jeff, all distinguished attendees. It's again an honor to speak this forum, and also it's not easy to speak after the gurus and pandits of semiconductor, doyens of semiconductor industry. But I will start from where Dr. Jeff discussion ended, as what is the value that can be created in the region, typically as an industry, and for say Thailand, ASEAN, and that part of the supply chain. Before that, it is more of a perspective from the higher education, but as I go through, to put things in context, there are some data points that we might know. And one of the important part of the semiconductor industry, it's like oil. And this oil, new oil, that is actually powering the economic growth. And you'll see it has an economic multiplier effect. So one semiconductor job creates almost more 7 semiconductor jobs, and $1 almost 1.3 US dollars. So that has the economic impact, and also 18% value is created over the period of time. So that's what value is, and that's what where we leave left. What is the value that semiconductor industry can create in Thailand? Also, just to give you perspective of the impact of the semiconductor industry representative, it is not only manufacturing, but it is all over up to professional business, services, and education. So it has a wider impact, and that's what it is. It has its own economic multiplier effect. Of course, we have discussed this global semiconductor outlook. It's 11 to 15% revenue increasing, reaching almost $800 billion. And also one would see the HBM is growing at a phenomenal rate, and we have already seen these before. So it's like it's moving at a phenomenal speed. Correct. Just again, putting things in the context with respect to APAC, ASEAN, wider ASEAN, APAC. Asia Pacific leads more than 50%, half of the revenues, what we see. ASEAN, by 2030, market is going to be double. And also wider APAC, we can see the effect. And again, ATP and all other parts are there. So that's why there is a APAC and ASEAN has a role to play. And there is a country snapshot of no. It is not one story about ASEAN, but it is about Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, having those details. Thank to Dr. Han, who has allowed us to share this, some of the slides. And you'll see Malaysia, there is a substantial, I would say, industry out there. So it's like putting things in the context of ASEAN. So these are the regional parts that I'm putting forth as a part. And ASEAN plus India, also we see India as the 20% of the global design talent comes from India. And the Indian market is almost reaching 100 billion. And there has been India Semiconductor Mission and PLI scheme, performance linked incentive schemes that are there. So India is one of the fastest rising countries in this APAC region. Also about the semiconductor value chain, we have seen in the first Dr. Lin's presentation, the value chain from left to right. You see on the left hand side, it was almost $235 billion. And on the other side it is was $135 billion. And if we look at the AI semiconductor value chain, these companies are only representative, but downstream is assembly, testing, packaging, and upstream is design. Idea is how one can move from the downstream to upstream to create more value. And that's where one would like to see the companies on the upstream are mostly from the Western countries, US. And we have seen this statistically, that 6 to 7 companies, they accounted almost $235 billion on the right-hand side in that presentation. So that's a very real part. And that's where the role of university and that's where industry we have there. And of course, I can take it forward from President Jeff. The future is faster than what we think. And it is too fast also, because on one side we say there is a plan to move forward with 1 trillion transistors per, this is from IEEE TSMC, 1 trillion transistors per processor. And as we move forward from the large language model to the large world model, because it is not world is being described like in the large language model, but world is felt, shaped, interacted in the large world models. And as we move towards artificial general intelligence, the computing power is demanded, the transistor density is demanded, correct? And that's where it is a ever demanding field. And I would like to pause here and see in 1965, Professor Moore actually had the Moore's law. So it's like, say, 1960s to right now in 60 years. There is a several fold development in this technology. And if we just go back to Industrial Revolution, 1712 was the first steam engine invented. It took again up to 1765 for James Watt to refine this engine, steam engine with condenser. It took 53 years. And then even if 2 centuries are over, still Industrial Revolution is yet to have the effect. But within just say 60 years, this semiconductor industry has actually exploded. So it is less of an industrial revolution, correct, more of an exponential revolution that we are witnessing. And that's how the question is all this when we say, where did it start? The question is always where all this Silicon Valley and it started. And this is not in the corporate. This was not in the government scheme. It was very much in the university, and it was very much in Stanford University, where Stanford University professor, I'll just take you through the role of Frederick Terman, who in 1934, he met Hewlett and Packard, and he's the one who actually encouraged them to start with the company long back in 1939 when the World War was ended in 1945, to start their own company where Hewlett Packard was formed. Then Frederick Terman in 1940s and 50s, he was the dean. What he promoted is not to just create knowledge, but also make sure that this knowledge is useful for the economic transformation of the region, work with industry, commercialize it, file IP. Then in 1951, you will see the Stanford Science and Technology Park was established for the companies to coexist with academia next to it. Again, coming to 1956 around, then he invited Professor Shockley, who is a co-inventor of the transistor, to establish lab at Stanford. And then in 1957, the eight researchers from Shockley, they got out to start Fairchild, and one of them then from there was emerged as the Intel with Moore and all. So it is surprising, it is all this, and now we call it as Silicon Valley, and that's where we say the upstream or the value is created. It was never started by any government scheme, neither by any corporate boardroom, but it was started in the university, and that's the point we are going to be there. And that's where I wish to state here that under the leadership of President Lee, what we are trying to get is AIT as the semiconductor knowledge enterprise, because it is not that the universities have to transform also the way semiconductor industry, and with President Jeff we have seen, it is not PCB only, PCB merged with semiconductor. We are transforming at AIT as not only the knowledge dissipating, knowledge generating entity, but the knowledge enterprise, bringing in the entrepreneurial purpose in the knowledge, and how AIT is the connector between talent, between ideas, between capital, between industry, between government, and between community. And that's where we say ourselves as the catalyst and a connector, and that creates the value for the economy, that creates value for the society. And again, I will go back to the statement from Chairman. It's about technology, it is about sustainability, because that's what AIT is born in 1959 for the regional development. So that's our vision, and that's where we are moving forward with this concept, and not only concept, but operational part of the knowledge enterprise. And that's where we have this as knowledge enterprise, and we say this exponential revolution, because it is not industrial revolution, it is exponential revolution. Innovation is not sufficient. One needs to accelerate innovation now, because as you say, it's an acceleration of innovation, and through that innovation create impact. Therefore, in innovation, it is all about failure, right? How do we manage failure? It's a mantra called fail first, fail fast, fail cheap, correct? Learn faster and scale smarter. Now, it's a process that every company goes through, and as AIT, as a knowledge enterprise, we would like to be part of this process to de-risk the process of failure in trying new things. And again, our mantra is research meets application, because it is not only research per se, but it is application-oriented research, which is useful for industry. And both meet investment, because again, what made Silicon Valley is the confluence of talent, ideas, and capital. That's what here, the talent, ideas, and capital is there. And in this knowledge enterprise, we have these pillars where talent mobility, talent pipeline, and that's where sector 5 of your picture about the industry collaboration, and you say that's where the creating this talent pipeline is one of the focus areas, and not talent pipeline that what we think is a talent, but what is required by the industry, what are the skills and competence that is required through the proper channel for the system that is to be developed. Other is university industry synergy, where we work with industry responding to what is required by the industry, such as ZDT, such as Sanapata and other. And that's where it is more of a establishing living lab and a corporate lab. May not be on AIT, but at the location where there is. So that that corporate lab has ability to work on the real world projects that are, so research is transformed into real world solutions, where the faculty and students are engaged in the process, and that's where they get infused, and that's where we call it as knowledge enterprise, so that it's industry and AIT doesn't interact, but they get infused, and those corporate labs can lead to talent development and possible solutions, because then it's a natural, seamless transition of the student from the classroom to the real world, as a part of the process of innovation, right? And not as a part of the process of mere academics, right? And then the research and innovation hubs, that I will come to the next part as the part. And again, regional, I would say advocacy, because AIT is a unique place where there is a confluence again. We have technology, we have policy also, because when we talk about ecosystem of the technology, as we discuss about supply chain, it is about the quadruple helix we talk about. It is academia, it is industry, it is government and community. And that entire quadruple helix, we at AIT, we are the lubricants, and we can get that bond. And that's about our knowledge enterprise, that we look forward to move forward with ZDT, because it is, as President Jeff said, it is just the beginning now. As we move forward, we have this framework, And I will get into the further details of the framework. As we know, we are in the technology intense. If we follow TRL, technology readiness levels, there is a technology acceleration, there is technology market acceleration. Generally up to TRL 4, most of the research work gets, most of the research ends at technology readiness level 4. But with industry interaction and with industry collaboration, we would like to get into the TRL 1 to TRL 9 with industry. And again, very important part I saw for ZDT, there are more than 3,000 patent applications filed. 1,000 are granted, 90% are invention patents, not petty patents. That's where we have mechanism of having entire intellectual property integrated. Because it is it is said that in academia we publish and of course we perish. Correct. But in the real world, for the industry, one has to protect with IP and then publish and maybe then prosper, right? So that entire integrated framework is there. And like to focus attention, it is not about only research, but we talk about a business-led research. That means research that creates tangible value for the business as a part of the business value creation for the industry, and not value creation as the per se academic, intellectual, scholarly endeavor. And the second is not research and development, but it is research and business development, so that it is again part of the industry. Having said this, not to compromise on our academic core, because that is where we are as the fundamental academics. So that's the framework that we are established here. And there are technology accelerators as well as market acceleration. That is the part of the system. And as we move forward, again, as we discuss, there is a talent in terms of human resource, and human resource is one of the most natural resources. Through these programs like master's program, PhD program, and these corporate labs, we can have seamless transition of our students to the industry. So I must say this is the framework that is there to move forward with the companies such as ZDT. And again, I must take this opportunity to thank ZDT because they have trusted it with me. Thanks to President Pai-Chi Lee, because of his initiative, this emerging domain is brought here. And the trust is most important, because first is a trust, then network relationship, then network. And that's what is the first step is there, and we are there to honor that relationship as we move forward. About AIT, of course, it's 1959 established. It's truly international, intergovernmental, and it's a neutral platform and very strategically located in Thailand as the geographical part of here. Again, these are thematic areas, and you must see right from smart communities, climate change, technology, infrastructure, policy, society. So this also covers the entire ecosystem of what we say, and I echo what President Jeff says. And the last question, it's not only one industry that we bring in, but we create a supply chain around it. It's an ecosystem, and that ecosystem will feed in, and then it will nurture itself and create value for entire society, Thailand, and ultimately ASEAN. So that way we have policy, we have technology, sustainability. So all those essence and the values that ZDT has provided and any company, we live by those values, and we are there for last 65 years. Again, it is not only academia, but there are centers, and the centers are the conduits or the platform to deal with the real world and work with the real world, having bridging what is created in academia and translating it to the real world. And again, these are various centers, right from training like AIT Extension, thanks to Kunjo that we are saying. So again, it's also like semiconductor. I must say it's a value chain in academia, because academia value chain is also there like industry. I may use word. It is not only about teaching learning. It is about training. It is about development. It is about social values. It is about policy. Correct. So all those aspects are there. That can really help in creating this entire ecosystem as the industry academia collaboration. Correct. So that's what we are here well prepared for it. Another dimension, like in 1951, Stanford established this Science and Technology Park. Equivalent, AIT has the Board of Investment Science and Technology Park, where the industries, if they are established on AIT campus, have special privileges in terms of tax holidays, visa, nationality concessions, right? And that's on-campus industry, so it is like an industry on campus and a campus as a living laboratory. What is important here is there is a direct access to talent there itself. The way the supply chain is created near the manufacturing, this is the supply chain created in between the lab and lab or the company and talent in terms of students, in terms of faculty, and in terms of rich alumni. We have 27,000 plus alumni, and you know in Taiwan also some of the luminary leadership has been from AIT. So that again is the access, and many other companies are establishing their R&D lab, so that again it's a coexistence of academia, research and company. Again, capital meets talent, talent meets ideas, ideas meet human resource, and together we create value. So that's what AIT POI is a. Now when we say this is not a professorial talk, we have taken first step under the leadership of President Lee, because as a part of ecosystem, we are working with industry, then research organizations, and also I would say academia. So you'll see the first we have with ZDT, of course, industry. Again, we thank for supporting this part, because through this forum, we are trying to dissipate and make people aware that this network is essential, because we have to network, we have to convey. Then also with Taipei Tech, we have a dual degree program with Taipei Tech, where students complete 1 year in AIT, they complete 1 year in Taipei Tech and get the 2 degrees, one from AIT, one from Taipei Tech. Again, this is also developing talent pipeline for the semiconductor industry. And I was discussing as the tea break with Professor Amit, it is, we have people, correct, but it is, do we have a good people to be developed for this? And we see there is a huge talent gap in the first Professor Lean's thing, 500,000, 500,000 human resource is deficit. So that part we are moving forward. And there is also with Industrial Technology Research Institute, ITRI, there is a collaboration for the research and academia. So it's like a research organization, academia, industry. These are very important strands of AI for this ecosystem. We are a connector, we are a collaborator. We believe in collaborate, cooperate and operate model as part of being a hub in ASEAN. Also with IIT Gandhinagar, we have a representation from IIT Gandhinagar. Dean Amit has traveled all the way. We are working with IIT Gandhinagar for the skill and competence development for the upskilling and reskilling of the semiconductor workforce in India and ASEAN. So that programs, in fact, we are launching soon. And also there are dual degree programs in digital governance and all. Also with Delta Electronics, thanks to Delta, they have supported our students, and also with ITRI and all. So again, when we say it's a, we are doing it, but it is the beginning that we are creating this part. And as we move forward, I must say, this is the beginning. And as we move forward as a next logical step, because all these forums, we want to move forward with the actionable steps. And we say, we will work very closely with ZDT and other industry partners to move forward with the first baby step, correct? How we can work together to create A, talent pipeline, B, support, contribute in the research and innovation process through the access of our faculty and our students, and see in creating value for Thailand here and for ASEAN to develop these ecosystems through our knowledge enterprise. Again, I take this opportunity. It's an honor and privilege for me. I'm an odd man out. I'm not a semiconductor guy. I'm a mechanical engineer. Heat transfer is my subject matter, and I'm also a patent attorney. But of course, having this part of AIT has also transformed from the research and teaching organization into the knowledge enterprise, and we will be proud to make the role model with ZDT, with industries and AIT, and create that regional part. So it is not about chips, it is about changing the innovation destiny of ASEAN. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Siddharth Jabade. So if you have any questions, so this is a time that we can perhaps have 2-3 questions to AIT Vice President for Development and Administration. So feel free to do so. This is actually about how the academic can also be part of the platform to promote this one, and also to encourage the R&D and innovations in CBT and also semiconductors. If anybody would like to do so. I think we still have time to also chit-chat during the break. So I again would like to request, since Professor Lee's photo has been on the slide for 3 photos, so I would like to again request Professor Lee to present a token of appreciation to our speaker, Professor Jabade. Thank you so much. And this is actually the jigsaw has been started by AIT, but we believe that so many universities in Thailand can also have been starting also the jigsaws. And if we can put these jigsaws in a bigger jigsaw, I think this can also fulfill the workforce and also the innovation that we are expecting from this workshop.
Thank you, Professor Jabade and Professor Paichili. We will now move into one of the most anticipated parts of the today's program, the panel discussion, Leaders Dialogue. So this high-level dialogue explores collaboration, innovation, ecosystem, and value chain integration in Asia's semiconductor landscape. So session will be moderated by Mr. Voravet Cholasin, Executive Director, AIT Extension. I would like to request Dr. Chen-Fu Sen, President ZDT, Associate Professor Zirawut Sangyamsa from Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation, Professor Manikud Panikum, Vice President Academic Affairs, Academic Research, AIT, and Dr. Uthinan Jiamsakseri from TMEC, NSTDA and Thailand Printed Circuit Association to please be on the stage.
Good afternoon. Yes, we goes along throughout the days. I think now we are coming to not the end, but actually the highlights of this event. The highlight is the integrations of the idea from the leaders. The highlights is the ideas that coming from the practitioners in different fields. So this is actually, we would like to give as a key takeaway for the beloved audience that coming today. It's very important that at the end of the day, we should see how we are putting this together so that, the big ideas can be the bigger ideas, and that can be also transformed into materializations. So I would like to first introduce, we don't need to do a long introduction because we've been here for the whole day. First of all, I would like to again highlight how our leader dialogue is going to deliver by the real leaders of the semiconductor and the PCB. First of all, I would like to go through the bio of Dr. Jeff Chen-Fu Chien. So he is the president of ZDT. Dr. Jeff is the president of the world's largest PCB manufacturers, and has been leading corporations, digital transformations to empower the vertical integration of the PCB with semiconductors and advanced packaging ecosystem. It is very obvious how Dr. Jeff has been coming about his presentation and also very comprehensive, idea that really crack into the meat of the industry and also value chains and also the future opportunities. His address will show how the PCB technology have become critical enablers of the AI, 5G, smart, and also next generation electronics while highlighting the ZDT leadership. And actually, from his viewpoint of being the leadership, not only management of the ZDT and also strategic leadership, but also in terms of the technologies point of view, how that can also blend in terms of the, moving forward throughout the global environment of that. So we have very pleased to have him, in the first part of the things, and also the second part, which is the important part of today's conversation. The second person sitting on my left is very important. When President Lee and we went to MESI, the Ministry of Higher Education and Research Institutions, we know that there's a lot to be done in Thailand in relation to interests of the government into the policies and intervention innovation through the universities over there. And actually, MESI is doing a lot of that. Importantly, Dr. Chiranut Sangyamsak is not only, so lecturers or researcher. He has been appointed as the focal points of the Semiconductor Sandbox. So you are the champions of the university in Thailand to represent, a policy implementation of this sandbox. And we are very pleased to have her. She has a very direct background in semiconductors from the, University of Manchester, UMIST, and also with specialization of the security device, IC design, HDD technologies, which is very difficult subjects, advanced electronic system. Her career includes senior leadership roles such as assistant to president of research and chair of the National Working Group Developing Thailand Higher Education Sandbox. That's what I mentioned about. So Sandbox is very popular now in Thailand, and we are actually very much interested to work with her, how to really be part of the Sandbox so that we can, be part of the ecosystem. She has secured numerous research grants with industries and national agencies, earning multiple international Best Papers Awards, and serve as the general chair and co-chair of the major international engineering conference. Dr. Chiranut is also the invited professor in Japan, France, and also the seasoned trainers, renowned workshops, and also scientific proposal for the technology. So we are very pleased to be here and having you here in person. Although we cannot go to Kongan, but we can also fly you here to Bangkok, and we are very pleased, really, Doctor, that you are here with us. So last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to Professor Manukit, Panish Kun, and I said, Ajahn, can you be one of the panelists? And Ajahn, oh, no, I'm not the semiconductor, or PCB, anything like that. But from what our conversations with the robotics expert of AIT, we have been into the conclusions that there should be some also messages to the people here that the applications of the PCB and semiconductor is very important, as Dr. Jeff has been mentioned. So many industries, so many opportunities that we can work on. And with the Professor Manukit is not only the technologist and also the inventor of the robotics in Thailand. He also served as the Vice President for Academic and Research of AIT. And he has been also working as the chair of the Mechatronic Machine Intelligence Program at the Engineering Institute of Thailand. And he also visiting faculty member of the École Centrale de Manche in France and Warsaw University of Technologies in Poland. His research interests are within the field of the robotics designs and developments and advanced control of the dynamics and unstable, system. And once I always recall that I had a conversation with Professor Manukit 2 years ago that it's not about the chips, it's about the supply chain, it's about the value chains, how we can really address the value chains of that. So this is something that we take note from Professor Manukit at all time. Last but not the least, Dr. Vuttinan Tiam Saksuri. Entering into the industry members is so important. And that's why we are very honored to have introductions from Dr. Wuttinan. Dr. Wuttinan is not only working in the government agencies and also looking after all these subjects which is related to, semiconductors and things like that, but also one of the active members of the Thailand printed circuit boards, which is one of the associations. Another association that also very active is the Thailand Association of Semiconductor Traders, associations, and so many employer associations are very much interested. Dr. Wuttinan's specializations, is in semiconductor experts over the 2 decades of the international research and leadership experience across Europe, United States, and Thailand. He has the PhD in semiconductor device design and fabrication from the Imperial College London and has served as a key role of IMEC Belgium, Western Digital USA. And he is the Thai Microelectronics Centers, TMIC, where he was the director and now serve as the principal researchers and members of the National Semiconductor Board of Committees. So we are here with the real, decision makers and the leader. His work span advanced CMOS, integration, sensor, and microfluidics device innovations and strategic ecosystem development for Thailand's semiconductor industries, with more than 130 publications. So if we are going to see how we are going to get the backup of the scientific research and engineering research on semiconductors, this is very important, and also one of the publications that Dr. Jeff has been doing with the Harvard business is on how this costing and pricing has been doing is very important to really back up us to be able to be in the market and also go into the free market things. This is very important. Research backup is going to be there. He also organized a lot of events and things like that with the institution. Dr. Wuttinan brings deep technological expertise, strategic vision, and strong communication and leadership capabilities to advancing STEM educations in the semiconductor. So I'm making time for this one because I would like to really appreciate and also our panelists and also our leaders today that this dialogue is going to be very important. It's not only their messages that they are going to give very soon, but also how you also echo that messages into your utilization of that message into make things happen. All right, so I would like to start with Dr. Jeff about innovation. We know that you have been talking about innovation, but we are looking at how the actual innovation, when you are seeing innovation in Thailand and maybe the region that Thailand is being there, ASEAN for example, what actually the priority of the innovations that we should start with? What is the experience of the ZDT and from yourself as a researcher, how actually the innovation should be started and from where it should be started, and what actually the form and shape of the innovation that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, it's a tough question because in my opinion, I think Thai people are already very innovative from what we have seen and what we enjoy in Thailand. But if I try to narrow down the question to more industry, then I think maybe problem-oriented innovation or technology-driven innovation will be maybe needed. And that kind of innovation need to, on one hand, need the open-minded and the disruptive thinking that Thai people or Thai students already very good. And on the other hand, the company like ZDT Tech, we provide a good platform so that your talent, your imagination, your innovation could realize in the real setting, especially for high-tech industry. This industry, semiconductor or PCB as the most low, it keep migrate. So you need innovative thinking in order to enable those migration. On the other hand, the technology itself is so fine technology, fine machinery, a lot of science and technology involved. So there are still some boundary or some solid foundation you needed. So in my opinion, if that could be the university like AIT or like Ministry of Education or the association provide that kind of platform and collaborating with a leading company like Zending Tech, then maybe we can foster some industry-oriented innovation to empower the ecosystem in Thailand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jeb. So ecosystem is very important. The fundamentals of very difficult subject is very important before going into innovations. But when it's go to innovation, it has to be very fine innovation, where we are needing also recalling what Dr. Berlin was speaking about is actually we need talents in different things in order to find innovation over there. And this is the ecosystem that Dr. Jeff has mentioned, and that might be also coming to the ecosystem that the Macy's, the government in Thailand is trying to address in terms of the policies and platform where innovation can be the ecosystem, and also the subject content and substance can be part of the learning, and where innovation can be. So what actually Thailand is giving the opportunities, in what form, and also what actually resources that Thai governments through Macy is giving opportunities to open into this subject, which is good for the future.
Thank you. In my opinion, apart from the innovation, is another one more step, is the commercialization as well. In order to go through that North Star, we need a very, very good collaboration from the industry. So with that, just like you mentioning, the ecosystem is very, very important. By doing that, in order to provide a kind of a platform, it's going to be a platform that could support many, partnership from university, from the industry, and also the government have to provide some, liquidization as well, in my opinion. So by doing that, with this, I would call is a triple helix that would help. To have that kind of the platform, we need a good synergy to work together. And the most difficult part, in my opinion, I think, just like you mentioned, the big thing start with something at the beginning. So we did that at the beginning a couple of years ago. And now with that synergy from our friend and also those friends, working together from the 15 university with the different, I would call, different unit from the government. So that how we work together. And right now it's even become more efficient because the partner from the industry, the partner from the academia, and also the partner from the government, and now working together, that how it's gonna even working better in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, so we have seen, and we also have witnessed the commitment from Macy's and also the policy and platforms a lot. And things has to be start from something that we can handle, and that can also expand into the sandbox. And this also recall to Professor Jabade, we have to prepare for failure, and then we start to get, cheaper failure and things like that. So this is the things that we are going to explore, and synergies has been mentioned this a lot, which is we need a synergy of that. And then one of the synergistic interest and effort of this ecosystem is leading to producing the right skills. And this also mentioned by Dr. Berlin and Jeff as well, that we need to look at the future skills. We need to look at the future workforce. And the future workforce is already demanded by industries and employers. So from the point of view of the technologists and scientists, including the association of the printed circuit boards of Thailand, what do you think how we should go about in terms of the workforce development in Thailand in order to go into this advancement?
Okay. Well, thanks to the association and the Ministry of Education and many friends from universities, I have a chance to go through this learning curve. So at the beginning, when we work on the sandbox, we try to find the demand, which is what the industry actually needs, not from the bottom up, but top down, like what the demand is really need from the skills. So whether it's a semiconductor, IC design, chip packaging, and also PCB, PCBA. So we try to work with industry and try to like formulate what actually the courses that we need to make in order to make sure that once the student get employed, they have the least gap, knowledge gap to what the industry need. For sure, like for example, PCB, the most advanced PCB manufacturing, they need like very advanced skill. So that is something that the industry might, or the company might need to train their own people, because that is related to IP. But for the minimum basic like terminologies, what is PCB, PCB manufacturing, what is the difference between semiconductor process and PCB process, something like that. Even for me, I have to understand how PCB process is different from semiconductor, even though the ultimate goal is the same. So I think it's very important to make sure that we understand the demand and we translate this into proper and very precise and concise courses to minimize the time to deliver the supply to the industry. So that is, I think, this is the key. Yeah.
Can also, maybe I would like to supplement, add on into Dr. Wuttinan in relations to Jeff's presentation regarding the layers of the workforce. So Jeff mentions about the operation, management and decisions. So what is in your view, what is actually the percentage of the workforce that could go to operation, decision makings or management as of now in Thailand?
Well, I think so far the sandbox or even PCB related training is more towards technical, because to be able to operate the factory, we first need someone who know how to operate. And then I think the management and high level stuff, I think the company has something in place, maybe for the future Thai management team, yeah, but not for the short term.
Right. One of the jobs of Professor Manukit is to produce leaders and managers to the industries, being in AIT, and actually that is doing on that. Now we would like to hear from Professor Manukit, not related to the academics, but more on how we can look at the applications of the PCB and semiconductors in applicable ways into other industries in the value chains of that. How we can really make it happen, and also perhaps a little bit of accelerating that in the conventional education system.
Thank you very much. Me, as a mechatronics engineer, actually my expertise is not in semiconductor at all. And thanks for this question, because it relates directly to my experience. As the user, we can't deny that we will not use this technology because it is the only solution. There are several reasons. The size, now you can see in nanometer level, the speed is so fast, the energy consumption is so little. If you compare with the conventional device we use in the old days, my field is robotics, automation. We use mechanical switch, we use electrical switch, we use relay, even sometimes we use vacuum tube. So based on this limitation, we can do very basic operation, just simple on-off, and operation maybe, or not NAND, or even some simple Boolean algebra. That is the limitation if you have the device which is huge in size. But nowadays, with the semiconductor technology, the size is so small, even though we know it has limitation. We know the energy, it is not large, but okay, with the technology, we have power transistor that can handle larger current. Or we have PLC, because with semiconductor, it can handle really small current. But if you design the interface, so that the interface with in and out, it is larger like PLC, then the limitation disappear. Now with this small size, then you can think about very complicated operation. Like, okay, It is no more just an or not. Nowadays, you need arithmetic, logical, you need multiplication, you need division, you need condition, you need looping. Okay, you can see in all CPU, it requires those kind of operation. Or even AI nowadays, you can say AI chip, actually, it is just a part of operation on GPU. It is just convolution. You have a Windows, you multiply with another window, that is the convolution. If you use vacuum tube, I think it is bigger than this room just for one convolution. But now, with AI technologies, you convolute in order that you can find some feature, like horizontal line, vertical line, because you want to recognize his face. His face consists of horizontal, vertical, and etc. We need so much of convolution and do at the same time and add very deep. So if we don't use semiconductor, forget about those things. We will never, this room can handle very, very basic thing if you use vacuum tube. So it is undeniable technology from the point of view of the user. We have to use it. And especially nowadays, there are several chips, some programmable, some unprogrammable. It depends whether if we just want a simple one, okay, you can make programmable, but sometimes it is too expensive or it is too cheap. Sometimes you need a very dedicated VLSI that do for that job. If the input comes, you get the output immediately. You don't need to reprogram it. So with all this, it is undeniable. In my field, mechatronics, we develop robot or we develop self-driving car. In the old technologies, if you build a car, you need relay just to turn on the light, just to start the engine. You need switch. But nowadays with EV technology, it requires a lot of technology. You need cruise control. You set up 100 kilometers per hour. If you use just relay, how large of your car, it will be a truck size. You can't have a Tesla size with that technology. Or in case of robotics arm, if you want to move 15 degrees, okay, you need to read sensor from encoder. So maybe 1 degree, it contains of around 1,000 pounds. If you want to move to 15 degrees, how many pounds you count from encoder? You multiply with some gain, like proportional gain. If you decide the gain that is too large, then it moves boop, boop, boop. It doesn't go to that position. It moves beyond, later back, beyond. Then we decide with the derivative term to create the damper so that it doesn't go beyond, but there are still some error. Then you need the integral term. So with this kind of even simple PID control algorithm, in the old days, you have to design op-amp, design with resistor, capacitor, use screwdriver to adjust the gain so that you move your robot arm to the desired position. But with this day, with this semiconductor technology, you don't need to do that stupid thing. I don't want to say stupid thing, but you just reprogram it. It is much, much easier. Our life becomes much, much easier with this kind of technology. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So this deep tech is going to be very cost effective and also getting smaller and smaller. Is more human friendly tech that we perhaps going into on the day-to-day life as well. And that's why we need a free market to do so. Now, I have a list of questions that to ask Jeff about actually innovation, but Jeff has been talking a lot already in his presentation. But how does the CDT go into the health tech? Can you tell us about that? Why CDT is now very much interested in medical techs and things like that? What actually the opportunities that you can see that medical technology, health technologies, or any other things that you can see opportunity for CDT and go into the innovation, if I may?
Thank you. ZDT, just like TSMC, we provide critical component for a lot of electronic product or systems. So we probably do not go directly to the end customer for the medical field as well as other field, but all kind of customer or all kind of end application of electronic product, they would need a PCB from ZDT because our company is so comprehensive. We provide so-called one-stop shopping. Almost every kind of PCB product you can find in our company. So the question is actually how we collaborate with our customer or our end customer to empower the innovation of new product. So that is why we have a lot of joint development or a lot of so-called NPI new product initiative. Sometimes our customer, they will ask us to test a few samples. And actually, at the beginning, we probably don't know what is the end application because they are under development. But through that kind of collaboration, we actually empower those undeniable innovation. This is actually what we try to do. So for us to foster the innovation or the end product applications, we try to be fair to all kind of customer and try to provide a very quick responsive, because on one hand we have mass production of our existing product, but on the other hand we also need to take care of incubate new product at the same time. So that is why this manufacturing excellence or smart manufacturing is important. Rather than conventional mass production, you just keep doing the same things, try to scale up and reduce the average cost. But now in this smart manufacturing facility, we can dynamically and more smartly to utilize all of our resources, so that for those small and medium-sized enterprise or in novel application, they can find the space in our mass production site. Thank you.
Thank you. And when we talk about the commercializations and innovation and commercialization, Jeff, do you think that the people, the normal people, also need to be aware of these technologies, for example, or this is actually, focusing on only the industries, the people in the industries, or the customer of the industry only? Do you think that we need some educations or literacies on PCB or semiconductors because it's going to impact our life? Is that necessary to do that?
Just as the continued discussion about the possible transformation, if I may say so, for Thai economics, of course, you will also need some part of manufacturing or industry in Thailand. Then PCB rather than semiconductor industry or semiconductor manufacturing, the entry barrier on one hand is lower in terms of capital investment. On the other hand, the importance of criticalness is actually enhancing, because the wafer fabrication now is reaching the physical limit. So it is difficult for the newcomer to into that frontier with limited spot, because the frontier is occupied by existing player. While PCB, as I mentioned, even we are the leader, our market share is only 7.3%, which means they are so fragmented, it's not consolidated yet. And it will support a lot of innovation, including robotics, including EV car, including a lot of application in medical care, etc. So I will encourage for your sandbox to expand the semiconductor by inclusively consider a PCB as part of this sandbox.
Thank you. For Dr. Jiranut, what do you want to tell us? The windows that Macy's and government is now providing in the very near future, where we can be part of, and also part of this synergistic effort to really go into this advancement of the industry?
Right. The window of opportunity, in my opinion, some might say, what is actually sandbox? The sandbox itself is provide the opportunity for the learner to be able to acquire the skill outside university. That means either to the industry or the partner from the global partner as well. So the window opportunity is this. I think that is a great opportunity for industry, university, and also the partner for the government unit to be able to acquire and integrate all those resources, to be able to build the high-skilled workforce in such a short time. Particularly, it's quite expensive to be able to train the workforce in this field. As you mentioned, it's high technology. Therefore, we could integrate those, I would say resources in one particular place and also from the industry, because in my opinion, I think the most updated technology is in the hand of the industry. With that sharing knowledge, definitely you need people and we are the supplier, right? So with the good marriage between the two, I think it's going to be great.
Dr. Wuttinand, what are the challenges that you can see the opportunities in relation to the workforce, and hearing all of this from Macy also? What actually the challenges which can become the opportunities that open for the industry to really produce the workforce?
Okay, I think it's a good timing regarding policy and resources provided by the government and the collaboration between agency and different government sector like BOI and Ministry of MAC. They working together closely in the past 2 years. So a lot of things they try to align with the industry needs. So the only the next step is to make sure that industry can contribute in terms of knowledge sharing and maybe sharing of certain resources apart from the knowledge, like machines, stuff like that. If certain tools or machine can be donated to a certain training center, maybe I can talk a little bit more about training centers. Now we have 4 training center, national training center, which is open access to everyone, including AIT and all the university, even high school students, they can come and then do the training. So for example, TMEC, we are running semiconductor wafer fabrication hands-on training. So when I say training center, meaning hands-on training, so they can run the operation with the machines. So they can run wafer fabrication, like making sensors at TMEC. And other training center from KMUTT, they are running chip packaging. So people can go there and learn how to do packaging of chips, like sensor, logic, CMOS, or whatever. And likewise for KMITL, they are doing chip testing. Once you package the chip, how to test them electrically on the chip level. And we have MUT, they also are running courses for PCBA, so printed circuit assembly, so they can put SMT chip onto PCB. So students can learn how the factory industry are working, so they can find out whether they like it or not, and they can understand. It's much easier to have your hands on certain things rather than reading on the paper. It's always easier. Yeah. And so this training center are ready, and they got supported by the government. That's why it's open access. So any university that want to send student or even professor to see how is industry is working, and actually practical training on the machines, they are open to everyone. And now there's a new scheme from BOI, which is starting tomorrow. So they are giving funding from the competitiveness fund through the so-called node. So people who taking care of semiconductor node, they can you can apply sending courses, and then they will distribute funding to this node and supporting industry and anyone actually who want to do this regarding training people. So this is one of the nodes, but not limited to semiconductor. It can be defense, can be EV, yeah. But in this regard, semiconductor including PCB as well. So since you mentioned we should include PCB in semiconductor, actually semiconductor, well, when we talk about semiconductor, it's actually include advanced technologies, advanced electronics, which include EMS, PCB, PCBA. So when we say semiconductor, it includes the whole ecosystem. So you are like, well, is well, eligible to apply for any funding from BOI, especially if you have something like new technology, production that is not like here before in Thailand. That is something you should consider talking to BOI. Yeah.
On the size of the academic institutions and research institutions, Professor Manugit, what is your view that is there any need that adjustment has to be made in the universities or research level in terms of the teaching and learning, research publications, and you know, dealing with synergistic effort and things like that? So what actually your view that any things that need to be adjusted so that we can be part fully in this ecosystem?
Actually, the university is the perfect place for big innovation. You can't find easily this kind of organization where you can get collaboration from several expertise. Okay, I'm sorry that because I'm in robotics, I have to tell about robotic example. Like mechatronics, even though we are system integrator, we have a big picture of machine, of robot. We train our students to be system integrator, how to design the mechanism, how to design the circuit, how to program basic input-output so that our machine, our robot can run. But even though we know all this in the big picture, but in detail, we are not that expert. So we need help in case of the mechanism design. Nobody knows better than mechanical engineer. He or she know if you want to design this for this application, what should be for bar linkage, stored platform, or whatever mechanism, they know the best. Okay. In case of the circuit design, okay, for mechatronics engineer, what we do is we just buy the board and then try to design the circuit, connect between them. That is the only ability we have. But we cannot design the board CPU with PCB that fit the best for that application. Like, you know for your application how many input ports you need, how many output ports you need, how many memory you need. So you need expert. Similarly, when you program the system, okay, you know how to program, program BIOS for the robot or machine. But in detail, you still need computer engineer or computer scientist who will design low level and high level. So it means that even though mechatronics engineers see the big picture, but in terms of expertise, you need collaboration from several other kind of engineer. If you want to walk fast, you walk alone. But if you want to walk long time, you need to walk together. So this is the strength of the university that you can't see easily in any other kind of organization. So this is the thing, the strength that the university have. But of course, there are some improvement always, yes. So when we train people for the industry, mostly university teach basic thing. But we teach this because we don't know our students, they go to company A, company B, company C, what kind of business. We don't know. So we teach big picture, we teach basic thing. But what the university need to know is to catch up the latest technology, talk with the industry, what you really need, so that the time when the student, they already get out from the university and start working with the company or the industry, it should be as short as possible. It should be ready to use kind of human resource that the university should produce for the industry. So this is my view that, okay, we are doing good, but we have a lot of room for improvement. Yes, thank you.
So this is very clear. So we are coming to the, actually, literally coming to the third final rounds of the 2 minutes each. So maybe we can start from lady first to perhaps listening from your remarks, the final remarks that you would like to give to our audience about these things is important.
My remark is this. I think this is a great opportunity, particularly for Thailand, and not just only Thailand, I would think as a Southeast Asia. Because it is the wave of the technology, the wave of manufacturing, and with togetherness, and that could bring, prosperity into the region as together. So in my opinion, is that the opportunity like this, with the great, like incentive, collaboration, and I knew that from the great partner for the best practice as well, particularly from Taiwan, that the university and the industry with the research unit or the research and development with the collaboration of the both could have the very good sustainable outcome for the industry and also great for the university as well. And of course, at the end, it's great for the country and it's great for the region. My last word is that this opportunity, we have to get together.
Jeff?
Thank you. This is truly a great honor and pleasure to join this forum and to meet distinguished guests and scholars in Thailand. I think since now everyone wants semiconductor, and frankly, I think it is more risky to go to this wafer fabrication. But on the other hand, just like the other panels just mentioned, this semiconductor ecosystem in Thailand, including PCB, plus PCB or manufacturing base is important to foster collaboration, system integration, or innovation from different fields. So I strongly recommend take this opportunity and using PCB as well as others as a platform. And the Zending Tech, of course, we are very willing to be part of this ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Professor Manogit, please.
I'm sorry, I'm not that international people. I'm a bit patriotic. I'm sorry that sometimes I think on behalf of Thai people, okay, I understand that we have several nationality here, and I'm sure that all of you also think the same way. We try to find solution for our nation. I'm thinking that the reason why I asked Dr. Chen, what is the niche technology or product of Thailand? CPU, of course, USA. Memory during the time of Japan, but now it moved to Korea. Before hard disk drive, HDD, even though Thailand, we didn't create technology, but we are the hub of HDD, Seagate, Western Digital, and etc. But how's about Thailand? Okay, we like PCB, we will try our best, we will try to convince our government so that PCB will be one of our major industry. But what will be our own technology? For Thai, by our strength, I think Thailand is good in agriculture, in tourism. So if we think about some kind of application oriented, if it is like agriculture chip, I don't know. There is no chip for agriculture yet, but if it relates with our strength, the sensor for agriculture, the sensor for fishery, or the actuator means motors or something that provide force. So Thailand has to find a unique product that there is no other player. If we can't find, I don't know about Thailand future. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So Dr. Vutinan, please.
Before I summarize my thought, maybe I touched some point earlier that I forgot to mention. So I think physical AI or robot will be the driver in the next 5 years, apart from AI servers, according to many semicon shows in different countries. So humanoid will be the key player. So, and the other thing, I mentioned all the training center, but I forgot the one from THPCA, TCC, Thailand Electronic Circuit Center. So this is the PCB shop that built with the purpose to train basic training, hands-on training for people who want to do upskill, reskill, and also from university and vocational schools. And this is something that I think industry and the government can work together. This got TCC is actually funded and run by a government agency, but with the help of TSPCA. So this is something that industry and government and non-profit association can work together to make sure that the PCB community, which is very big now in Thailand, I don't know, maybe 70 or 80 PCB companies. So this is a big community. So we can build a like knowledgeable community working together and share resources without interfering with IPs. So this is something that we could do. And for me, related to building ecosystem like semiconductor and advanced electronics, I think for me, the strategy would be to do gap analysis and see what we have now, like PCB. I heard that some company like Sungjing is starting to do MSAP in Thailand. And this is something that we can build the capacity and capability in each industry and bridging them together to build the ecosystem like a web. So now we don't have wafer fab, but just to give you a peace of mind, we're actually running some sensor for agriculture, precision farming, and medical devices on sensor. So we are talking a lot on Moore's law, but I think Thailand for wafer fab, we could do something like more than more, like sensors, MEMS, photonic devices. We are having like quite big photonics community in Thailand, producing a lot of photonic device for AI server, which is also go along with PCB, because everything now, anyone touch AI will be rich. Yeah, so a lot of things in the ecosystem related to AI now is driven by AI. So I think for me, we're doing gap analysis and starting from what we have and try to bridge between each industry, like how do we connect OSAT or AGP chip packaging with PCB. Maybe we can look at MSAP, maybe we can look at interposers. Yeah, we can like try to produce something that bridge between each industry. Yeah, I think that's how we build the ecosystem. Probably like in China, like in Taiwan, like Korea. Probably they did something like this in the past. Yeah.
So I will not give the word of thanks yet because we would like to welcome a question from the floors. And before we have a questions, I want to say that we have a polo shirts, orange color. So we are welcoming 3 questions, and those who ask the questions, you will get the free polo shirts. Yes, sir. And then, yeah, so first one, the second one, and there will be, okay, microphone, and Ray. Yeah. So prepare 3 polo shirts.
So I have a question from a student's perspective, actually. So until now, it has been not challenge, I would say, the plans had to be made with protected IPs with each industry. And if somebody wants to go from one company to another company, it's a challenge in some sense in the student's mind. And of course, they were able to manage somehow. Now, there is another shift that is happening with automation and a lot of things getting into, you can say, shift of technologies altogether. So, like for example, testing is going to transform in near future. So, a lot of jobs will change completely upside down. Now, in that scenario, the student, whatever they have learned in their college or after that, whatever training they got or whatever they learned on the job, all that goes down the drain in some sense, not fully, but maybe not fully fit for the next job in some sense. Now that requires a different kind of thinking how those people who have worked for 5-10 years in the industry remain relevant for the coming technologies, which are totally game changers. And that is happening very fast in every company in some sense. So what is your recommendation on that?
Okay.
Well, that is the reason why people are talking about lifelong learning, isn't it? So at this moment, the university, collaborate with other government agency as well. We coming up with a kind of the short course and for the upskill and the reskill, and also get some supplement from the government as well. That is one thing. And the other thing is for the IP that was you mentioning, that before I was working closely a lot for the hard disk drive industry, and that was an issue as well. So normally we train the student, and also before entering that, either training, they have to sign the non-disclosure agreement, and the student have to be understood, whether and understand the agreement that they sign and what would be the consequence of it. I think that do quite well. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else to address this question? Yeah, Jeff.
Well, I think the challenge is not just for students, even for professors. So that is why for me, I choose to leave the university and work in industry again. And secondly, if you in Taiwan, because even we work closely with industry, the IP or we try to avoid the conflict of interest. So for me, every segment, I only choose one company as a research collaboration partner, even though we follow the IP, but still try to avoid the space of confusion, so that I only choose one partner in one segment. But of course, for the government agency or for the non-profit organization, you need to design some mechanism so people or company, they can collaborate while they are competing with each other. This is actually how semiconductor can be so successful in Taiwan, because they compete to each other, but the crossing effect still there. So a lot of innovation can be fostered by university, because our alumni go to different company. They can interact in university, but they don't they respect to each other's IP or confidentiality. Thank you.
Next question, please. Yes, please. Gentleman at the back.
It's me again. Actually, I have two questions, but the first question Dr. Wood already mentioned, the TECC. Okay. The second question, may I ask Dr. Cho, who is the organizer of this event? So the thing is, I believe that AIT and ZDT is quite built a strong footprint for semiconductor today. But may I ask the future collaboration about the AIT plan and ZDT plan to do the collaboration with the industry, for example, PCB and EMS here, the HANA is it here. So what is your plan for the future? That is a question.
Thank you. So I have to answer on behalf of my boss. I hope he agree with me. And actually, we are open and we would like to collaborate. And when we are here, actually things happening already. That we got the interest of the association and the industry members working nearby AIT and would like to participate in the platform and sandboxes. One of the reasons because they understand that how we have to accelerating the workforce developments in order to get for the future investment in different areas of the technologies. And secondly, AIT have the expertise that can also create a kind of a credibility of the program, where the program and training course and education program can be also stamped by the expert of different area, for example. And that actually the platform that AIT has, and I agree that Professor Lee is also always talking about this one, that we have to provide a platform. And lifelong learning is we don't look at any age range AIT. Actually, we are looking at across the age range and also the retiree who can really contribute to the learning curve of the Thai industry. The key words of AIT is now we would like to have something that customized into the industrial interests and industry needs, and also immediately, impact to the whole economy of the countries and the region. And actually, this is the things that are happening. So things is happening already, and we want to really continue discussion with the associations. After we had our initial conversation already, and we are open for the next conversation. Thank you for this question. You said you had 2 questions, but you get only 1 T-shirt. Okay. Okay, but still 1 polo shirt. Okay, now last but not the least, Mr. Karim.
Okay, thank you. It's a very short question. What skills will be most critical for semiconductor engineers in the next few decades? What skills for the semiconductor engineers?
What skill which is very important for engineers and scientists in the next decades?
Okay. Okay. From industry perspective, because the technology for us to employ is not just like robotics. It's not fully invented in-house. We integrate a lot of technologies. So on one hand, those technology or tool seems so handy, but on the other hand, the fundamental training of science theory is still very important, because this is how we train our student, young talent, with critical thinking and a solid foundation. For me, that is much more important. Even now, people talking about AI, large language model, it seems so easy, but then sometimes we see the student or young engineer become very superficial. So it took us more effort to retrain them. That is why for the first question I answer, the problem-oriented innovation is important, because we need our students to solve the real-world problem, so that through the process, they learn the importance of their studying in the university. And that is why I also offering internship opportunity or research collaboration opportunity to the Thai professor to AIT, so that the student, when they are training in our internship, even though they may not join Zending Tech or PCB industry, but that kind of experience will help them in this kind of AI era to know what should be done by trying to solving the real world problem. Thank you.
Anybody? Yes, please. You want to add? Skills.
Well, the skills that first, I heard from several industry and also from the partner from the United States as well. They were mentioning the same thing, that foundation is very, very important. And also the technology in semiconductor is moving very fast. Therefore, after we train the student, we get the feedback that the thing that the industry want, apart from the hard skill, that they need a good, foundation, they need a growth mindset. It's rather important, because they have to learn fast to pick up things. They have to be hungry all the time to learn the new thing, because it's moving fast. In my opinion, that what we got from the industry. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So, with the caution of time, I would like to thank all the panelists, and I would like to request for the big hands from this room in representation of all the potential workforce in Thailand. to all the panelists that giving us some ideas to move forward. So big hands to the panelists. And thank you very much for sharing very important key takeaway that we can do something after this. Professor Lee, through maybe myself, we have to keep these notes and have to do something also on behalf of our stakeholders here, industries and academics and friends here, so that we keep moving. We have to keep moving so that we can taste the water of something that can happen, make a small but impeccable, works. So this is very good opportunity, and we learn a lot from you, and really thanks to audience for all the questions, and this is actually making a good learning, for us. And actually your comments and suggestion and question is add on into the ecosystem where we can also find some solutions to make it work. So with that, I again thanks the panelists. I would like to now officially close this session and hand over the microphone to Dr. Pallavi.
Yeah. Now I would like to request Professor Paichili to present the souvenir to our esteemed panelists. Last but not the least, Mr. Bora Virchulnisin. Photo with all the panelists. Yeah, a group photo. So as we come close to the today's inspiring workshop, so let's take a moment to reflect on what we have achieved together. Today marks the successful launch of AIT ZDT Forum Series under Pillar 1, Tech Innovation, where we explored the transformative power of semiconductor technology in driving regional development. This event stands as a testament to our shared commitment, bringing together academia, industry, and government to foster innovation and build a sustainable high-tech future. And this is just the beginning. Stay tuned as the AIT ZDT Forum Series, Shaping the Future of High-Tech Development, continues with more exciting themes ahead. Okay. So we have the next upcoming pillars that we have. We have the second pillar, that is the talent and workforce. The third pillar is industry government partnership. And the fourth one is the global networks. So follow us as we move towards the World Forum on Technology Development and Sustainability 2026. So before we conclude, we truly value your thoughts on today's session. Now I would like to request Professor Pai Chili to give his closing remarks.
All right. Thank you very much for your participation and also engagement until for stay until the end of this event. I think we had some very good discussion. We will continue to foster this dialogue. We have people from the government, the research institutions, industry, university. I like very much what Professor Melike said. Together we can walk far. So let's continue to work together. Thank you.
Thank you. So we officially close these events, but don't go home yet. On the next door, you have cocktail dinners. So before you go home, before you drive home, please, enjoy networkings, enjoy drinks, soft drinks and drinks, and food. And then you can go home with full energies to go into the traffic. So what is this? We are going to also get your feedback. Your feedback is going to be important. So the QR code over there is the feedback of this event, and also tell us what else that you need for the next time. Number 2, number 3, number 4, 5. And as Kun Neil has mentioned, we are now planning to work in the next steps by having more partnerships. So we will be able to approach reaching out to you and explore the partnership for the second round, for the first, third round, and the fourth round, and also the big one next year. Thank you very much. So we need your feedback on that QR code so that we can see, do you like it, how you like it, and what next we should focus. Now close, and then you can move to after this form has been filled in, please move to the cocktail dinners and feel free to take food as much as you can to have your energy. Thank you.